The road trip continues for the Saugerties Stallions for Savings Broadcast booth. I'm Logan Moranis alongside John Drager. And John, the Stallions had a big Mercy Rule win their last time out. What can they expect here against a tough Albany Dutchmen squad?
Well, this is an Albany Dutchmen squad that has been struggling as of late in their last 10 games. A 3-7 record compared to the Stallions, 5-4-1. Should have a good pitcher coming out tonight in Bryce Reimer, who will get the nod to start.
It'll be a big East Division matchup as we now head onto the field and take a look at this matchup a little bit further. The Dutchmen, you mentioned, John, they are struggling heading into this matchup, currently in the number 5 spot in the East Division, where the top 4 teams would make it into the playoffs. Stallions tied for 3rd, along with the Oneonta Outlaws.
Yeah, and it's going to be a huge stretch coming in. Top 4 teams make it in the East Division to the postseason, and so far, Amsterdam is on the top, and 11 games back, it's a dogfight for those final 3 spots.
And we're about ready to go here at Keenholz Park as Max Codier going to be the leadoff man. First pitch that he sees from Frankie Sanchez is low and away. Codier going to be the leadoff man for the Stallions, playing second base in this one. Went 0 for 2 with an RBI and 3 walks in their last game. 1-0 from Sanchez. That one's hit out towards the right side of the infield. And that gets through for a base hit. Leadoff single for Max Codier, and the Stallions are firing early.
That's a good thing to start off with for Saugerties. Able to get that leadoff runner on. It was a little bit of a slow start against Glens Falls, but once the bats got going, it was game over for the Dragons.
Stallions won 17-4 against the Dragons 2 days ago, their last time out. Had a big 3rd inning to kind of help that one out. Jelani Rogers is going to be the number 2 man in this Stallion lineup, playing center field today. First pitch he'll see from Sanchez is in there for a strike on the inside part of the corner.
It really seems like Sanchez is really trying to work over into that right-handed batter's box chalk, really trying to work inside on the right-handers and outside on the lefties.
Codier on at first, still nobody out in the top of the first. 0-1 from Sanchez. That one's hit out towards the left side, and that gets through for a base hit. Back-to-back singles to open things up for the Stallions.
And that's a huge bounce right off that infield grass. Just popped right over the head of Chance Cheka at third and into left field for an easy base hit. And now the Stallions, they're getting rolling early.
And now an East Division All-Star coming up to the dish in Brandon Fish.
Yes, sir. He was one of the few Stallions to go on the list. 3 of them in total, one of them in Colson Buchanan, who's no longer here, and James Riley.
First pitch the Fish is going to see is going to be low for a ball, but the Stallions had 1 hitter in Fish and then 2 pitchers that made the East Division All-Star side. Dutchmen also had 3 as well. 2 runners on early for the Stallions with nobody out.
I think that James Riley was more of like a very sneaky all-star selection. He's been working in the dark, and no one has really taken notice in the league.
1-0 on the way to Fish. Is going to be high for a strike. Brandon Fish had a nice day against Glens Falls. Went 2 for 5 with an RBI. His double in the 3rd, the first of 5 consecutive for the Stallions in that Glens Falls win. 1-1 coming to him. That's hit out towards the center field side, and that gets through for a base hit as well. Max Codier rounding 3rd. He's heading home, and he'll make it in without a throw. An RBI single for Brandon Fish, and the Stallions are ahead early.
And that's just what the Stallions want to do against the Dutchmen. Get out early and have your defense hold down the fort.
3 straight singles to open things up for the Stallions, and now Jake Skrine hitting in the cleanup spot, looking to keep things going. Skrine also hitting that 4 spot in the last game for the Stallions. Went 2 for 5 with an RBI. Skrine on a 3-game hitting streak as of late, has 7 hits during that span and 4 RBIs. First pitch coming to Jake, and that's cut on and miss for strike 1. Sanchez able to find the strike zone. And coming to this one, Freddie Sanchez had a 1 ERA in 9 innings pitched with 13 strikeouts, so he was on a really good streak up to this point.
And now the Stallions, they're gaining momentum from that Glens Falls game.
0-1 Cummins going to be well high, and Skrine going to have to move back just a bit. Skrine going to be DHing in this one. That was after back-to-back games at the catcher position.
Yeah, good for him to get a little bit of rest on his legs before getting back out there and getting back into the catcher's rhythm, splitting time with Speaker.
Count even to Scrine. 1-1 coming. That's hit out towards center field, and in comes Rainey. That's going to stay up there long enough for him to make the grab. So no 4 straight hits for the Stallions. Instead, it's their first out.
But that still leaves a runner in scoring position with the potential of 2 runners pending how aggressive Adam Craig gets.
And now it's the big bat of Garrett Michelle. Had a big home run in that Glens Falls game, his 3rd on the year, and there's a mound visit already on the Dutchman side.
And that's a team-leading 3rd on the year. And we have to mention this. He's never stepped on a college campus yet. He will travel to Blacksburg to be a part of the Virginia Tech Hokies, a very well-run program out in the ACC. So having a hard hitter like Michelle is going to be a huge boost to help them try to make it back to the Men's College World Series.
Yeah, and Michelle, heading into that Glens Falls game, had the lead with 2 home runs, tied with Brandon Fish and David Shackelford, but was able to take that lead right back. He has 2 home runs in his last 4 games.
Yeah, and after that first home run he had against Oneonta, he went on a 2-game hitless streak in that stretch, and then managed to find the bat once again, and now 2 home runs in 4 games, so the patience is paying off for the young man.
By the way, he is on a 4-game hitting streak during that span, now hitting with 2 runners on and 1 out. First pitch coming to the lefties and be taken low. Jelani Rogers, that runner on second. Brandon Fish at first, still 1 out in the top of the first. Stallions cling to that early 1-0 lead. Sanchez checks Rogers. Now the 1-0 coming is going to be taken just low.
We have to remember back at this ballpark, the first home run was hit here by the man on first base and Brandon Fish off grand slam to go up 5-0.
Stallions haven't played here in a few weeks already. It's only their 3rd trip to Albany. 2-0 on the way, and that's going to be hit high out towards center field. That'll push Rainey back. Moving on to the track, still moving, and that'll want to go off his glove, and that'll land in center field. Rogers rounding third. He's on his way home. Fish on his way to third. The throw will be sent there. The tag comes in, and he'll be called out. A run does come in off that hit by Garrett Michelle. It's a 2-0 Stallions lead.
Yeah, and I think Michelle was a little bit questionable. Fish was a little hesitant rounding that second base bag, trying to hustle it over to third, but Rainey really just letting his arm loose, trying to make up for that missed catch out in the outfield.
And it will be called an E8 as it went off the top of the center fielder in Rainey's glove. It just kept going.
It did. I thought that was dead center gone.
Once I saw it come out of his glove, I thought that might have gotten over the wall, but nonetheless, it'll bring up Easton Bertrand. First pitch to Easton's going to be swung on and missed in the breaking ball from Sanchez. And we're talking about this off air, but the first game that Bertrand played as a Stallion was the last time these Stallions were here back on June 14th.
And what a surprise stretch that Bertrand has made. One of the few returners to the Stallions this year.
Sanchez checks Michelle, has a good lead. Now the 0-1 is to be cut on and missed, basically the same pitch. And you say Bertrand's a returning Stallion. He did play with the Stallions in 2018, so a pretty...
It checks out.
It was a pretty long break in between stints with the Stallions. But Bertrand now behind in the count 0-2. Sanchez delivers. That's going to get in there for a called strike 3. Bertrand looking at that fastball right down the middle, and that ends things in the top of the first.
It was a well-hit day right there in the top of the first for the Stallions, and if you're a Saugerties fan, no complaints thus far.
Stallions holding on to a 2-0 lead, 2 runs on 3 hits, and an error for the Dutchmen. Bottom of the first coming up. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Saugerties Stallions Baseball on the Stallions YouTube channel. Saugerties Stallions Baseball brought to you by Bob Garrick Septic. honest, dependable, reliable. If you need it pumped out, call Bob. And by Diamond Mills, world-class amenities and refined luxury. Stallions heading out to the field for the first time today, and it'll be the first inning for Bryce Reimer.
Yeah, and taking a look back at his last outing, which would happen to be Game 1 against the Utica Blue Sox, in which he had a great performance on the mound. I believe he went at least 5 innings of no-hit baseball before, in that top 6 frame, he managed to get an infield single bunt on to start up a Blue Sox rally. So a great outing for the young man in his first start this season, so he's looking to improve onto that.
Reimer holding on to a 2-1 record on the year so far, and that start against Utica, 6 innings pitched, 1 hit, 4 strikeouts, and 1 walk, the best appearance he's had as a Stallion so far this year. And now Albany heading up to bat for the first time to be Tyler Young, the shortstop. First pitch coming from Reimer is going to be a breaking ball that just misses wide. Nico Emery going to be doing the catching for Reimer today. Try to frame that one up pretty nice on the outside, just didn't get the call. Reimer behind 1-0. Young checks his swing, but it's called a strike regardless.
Well-placed pitch right there by Reimer, able to just have it break right inside at the very last second.
Young coming from Lehigh University. Hit .348 during his last year there. Count even at 1. Reimer delivers. That one's high. Reimer coming over from Bucknell University had an 11.21 ERA in his 10 appearances. Made 1 start there. Reimer fires a 2-1. That's hit high. A pop-up out towards that right side of the infield. Michelle ranging towards it, and he'll make the grab on foul territory.
Yeah, it seemed like Young kind of motioned to get out of the way, along with a few other Dutchmen that was in the dugout, but one away early here for the Stallions.
And that'll be Ty Gallagher, the extra hitter for the Dutchmen. Gallagher from Saugerties, New York, so a local boy in the area.
He is a local boy, but he did manage to have that injury back at Cantine, and we were all hoping he's okay here.
As he hits a first pitch foul out towards that first base side, and it's clear.
He looks okay.
He does look okay.
He does look okay. That's a good sign.
Gallagher comes in today with a .240 batting average, has a home run and 3 RBIs. Lefty-on-lefty matchup as Reimer fires that 0-1. That's a breaking ball hit out towards the left side of the infield, and that drops in for a base hit. Adams going to throw that one in, but it'll be a single for Ty Gallagher.
And that was the smart move right there by TJ Adams. Just early on, don't try to play hero ball. Don't make the diving catch. Just let it fall in, make the grab, leave him on first. Well done by the left fielder.
Kind of like Garrett Michelle's hit. That ball stayed up in the air for quite some time and finally dropped right in front of Adams.
Yeah, I mean, so far these balls are staying up for a while, so if someone manages to get a hold of one, it could travel right into the woods.
Now here's another East All-Star, and David Silva Jr. hitting with a runner on and 1 out. First pitch he'll see is going to be taken for a strike. Dutchmen and Stallions each coming with 3 All-Stars, and both teams only going to have 1 All-Star playing, and both hitting at that number 3 spot.
Yeah, and it's going to be a battle to see which All-Star is more superior.
So far, Fish is an RBI single. Silva looking to match him. Reimer checks the runner at first. 0-1 coming to him. That's going to be grounded out towards third. And Fish has that one go over his head. And that into the left field for a base hit. 1 All-Star hitting it to another All-Star. And the Albany All-Star wins that battle.
Yeah, and taking a look at the infield, it seems to be very bumpy, like a trampoline is out there. I believe that's the second ball this inning alone that has popped over the head of an infielder.
It will be ruled a single despite Fish having a good chance to field that one. Now it'll bring up Chance Cheka playing third base for the Dutchmen. Now 2 runners on for Reimer to deal with, already allowing more hits than he did in his last start against Utica. First pitch coming to Cheka, a breaking ball just misses outside.
That looked like it might have broke in at the last second, but just missing that black at the plate.
Gallagher on at second, Silva on at first. Still 1 out in the bottom of the first. Cheka hitting .333 so far this season. 1-0 coming to him. That's going to be chopped right back to Reimer to run in for a little bit. Throw on to first will be in time as both runners advance.
I think that's what Reimer wants, just having one out traded for 2 runners in scoring position. And with Anthony Ramo Jr. coming up, it's going to be a tough time for him, especially as a lefty.
Now it'll be Reimer pitching to Ramo. Anthony Ramo Jr. coming up for the Dutchmen. Ramo Jr. playing left field in this one, coming over from Rhode Island. 2 runners in scoring position now for the Dutchmen, looking to come back after the Stallions put 2 up in the top of the first. First pitch from Reimer is going to be a called strike on the breaking ball.
Yeah, it was a nice break. It was slowing down. It seemed like Ramo Jr. was really trying to sit on fastball, and he mistimed that one.
So Reimer ahead early. Ramo Jr. hitting .230 on the year, 2 homers, 13 RBIs. 0-1 on the way, and that one just low.
Yeah, it's something we've been talking about all season long is how great defensively Nico Emery is, able to really stretch out, get down low, keep balls in front of him, and prevent any pass balls getting by and getting the Dutchmen easy runs.
Count even now at 1. Reimer delivers, breaking ball hit right up the middle. In comes Goforth. The running throw on to first, gets him in time. What a running play from Evan Goforth, ranging from the shortstop position to get the final out.
And that's Hustle right there, able to just go right up the middle, control himself, and make the final throw, and prevent the Dutchman from getting on the board early.
One down here at Keenholz Park, and it will be a 2-0 Saugerties lead over Albany. Don't go anywhere. More action coming up from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. Saugerties Stallions baseball brought to you by Dwyer Contracting, high-quality craftsmanship in a family-owned business. And by Ephros Orthodontics, smile provider for your Saugerties Stallions. We head now into the top of the second inning. Stallions looking to add on to their 2-0 lead.
Yeah, right now the field has not been friendly to the defense so far. As we mentioned before, back in the bottom of the first, that bouncing infield has popped the balls over the infielders' heads and into the outfield for base hits. So something to keep an eye on throughout the rest of this game.
There's a lot of rain in both Saugerties and Albany before this game today, maybe about an hour ago. So not a lot of time to get this field ready, so that may be a reason why, as Evan Goforth heading up to the plate as the number 7 hitter. First pitch he'll see is cut on and missed. He tried to hold it up, but just couldn't do so. And Evan Goforth, in the last game against Glens Falls, took home the Ulster Savings Player of the Game. Went 3 for 3 with 2 RBIs and 2 walks. 0-1 coming to Goforth. He looks at that one, that right down the middle for a strike.
And it seemed like Bodie really tried to frame that one. Went outside and they just immediately drug it back in.
Goforth in that 0-2 hole. Sanchez delivers, and that's taken outside. Goforth had a 4-game hitting streak come to an end against Oneonta, now looking to start up a new streak after his 3-hit game against the Dragons. 1-2 on the way, and that's going to be taken outside for ball 2. Close pitch from Sanchez.
Absolutely. He's really trying to work on that outside edge and have the Stallions reach out after giving up 2 runs on 3 hits back in the top of the first.
Goforth's average has risen up to .311 on the year with 12 RBIs. The 2-2 outside as well.
Great job by Goforth to fighting back and making this a full count here. Just staying patient after going a little bit aggressive on that check swing very first pitch.
Goforth played against the Dutchmen on the 4th of July, went 1 for 2, but was taken out midway through that game. Full count pitch is going to be high for ball 4. Stallions have a leadoff runner on for the second straight inning as Goforth trots the first with a walk.
And that's usually good things to come because when the Stallions lead off with base runners, it could convert into runs. And when the Stallions score runs, they score them in bunches.
Now in comes Kip Fugers, who on the ride here announced that he was going to be transferring to Evansville University in Indiana. As a throwback to check on Goforth will not be in time, but Fugers came here from Indiana University. He's going to be staying in state.
Yeah, and that's going to be a huge program changing player that Evansville has managed to get from a big-time school in Indiana.
First pitch Kip's going to see is going to be low and away. Fugers had the day off against Glens Falls, but is on a 3-game hitless streak. Last game he got a hit was Game 2 against Utica. 1-0 coming at Kip. It's going to go high. Sanchez struggling from the strike zone early on in the second.
Yeah, and that could be a huge boost of confidence for Fugers. I mean, he's been struggling to try to find at least a ball on the barrel, really trying to drive it out. Has been swinging a lot and missing, so maybe a walk right here could help him out.
2-0 is going to be just low on the pitch from Sanchez. That one just missed, and Fugers continuing to be in a great hitter's count.
Yeah, and he's probably going to take this one. A universal take count, 3-0. Might as well take it, and then you go on fourth.
Stallions haven't swung much on 3-0 on the year. We'll see if this is going to be a broadcast jinx or just more of the same. 3-0 to Kip. It will be taken, but it will be a strike.
Now you go for here if you're Fugers. After taking that first pitch, might as well drive that baby out into the outfield.
Goforth standing on at first. Still nobody out in this top of the second. Fugers hitting .216 coming into this game with just 8 hits. Sanchez fires, and that one's going to be called a strike on the outside. Fugers was ready to toss that bat and walk to first.
I don't know if that was more of like that consistency for the strike zone for the umpire or just the fact that Fugers was about to walk over to that first base bag.
Second straight full count forced by the Stallions. Pitch on the way as he swung on and missed for strike 3. Fugers swung on that low breaking ball, and he goes down for the first out.
Yeah, that's just unfortunate. I mean, he was really trying to sequence right there, went a little bit low, and that's been an Achilles here for the Stallions batters. Low into the zone swings.
And that'll be Nico Emery, the catcher for today's game. He also had the night off against the Dragons. Went 0 for 2 with 2 walks his last game against the Oneonta Outlaws. First pitch coming to Nico is going to be low and away for ball 1.
One of the more patient Stallion batters that we have in Nico Emery. And when he usually draws walks, he usually draws a pair most of the time.
Emery with 8 walks in his last 5 games. So definitely on that kind of track. 1-0 coming. Breaking ball finds the outer part of the zone. Nico Emery had a 2-game hitting streak in Game 2 against Utica and against Amsterdam, but it quickly came to an end. But Emery's on-base percentage continuing to rise up towards the team leaderboard. 1-1 on the way, and that's going to go high.
And I think that's what the Stallions really need. Just get runners on base and have your heavy hitters do the work for you and have them round them.
This is Nico's second start against the Dutchmen, his other one coming back on 4th of July. He came as a defensive replacement back on June 25th, and he fouls that pitch back over the press box. He came as a defensive replacement when Ryan Prado had his lone start of the year.
Yes, that is true. And from there on, he had another concussion. Prado deciding to leave Saugerties and head back home to try to recover from that one and get ready for the upcoming season for UMass Lowell.
The Stallions have rolled with Amory in most of their starts. Goforth on the move. 2-2 misses away. The throw into second will not be in time. It's a Benson steal for the Stallions. The first of the day as Evan Goforth is in scoring position.
And that's going to be a huge steal right there, especially against an aggressive team like the Dutchmen. 114 stolen bases on the year, only been caught 10 times.
Stallions get the first stolen base of the day before the Dutchmen do. And now it's another full count forced by the Stallions. Sanchez checking on Goforth. Full count pitch to Amory that's going to be taken outside for ball 4. Second walk of the inning from the Stallions, and now 2 men on for TJ Adams.
And that right there is just plate patience from Amory, able to continue to have his OBP rise and rise and rise. Billy Bean would be very proud.
So far, not a ball being put into play in this second inning. TJ Adams, the number 10 hitter, looking to maybe keep that streak alive or maybe get a hit. One of those two would probably be nice.
Yeah, and he's been struggling at the plates ever since coming off that hip injury, so keeping an eye on his bat.
First pitch coming to TJ. Breaking ball finds the middle part of the zone. And TJ Adams, since coming back from his injury, has 3 hits since June 28th. 2 of those came against Glens Falls. The other one came against the Oneonta Outlaws in his last start. Goforth dancing off that second base bag. 0-1 on the way. It's going to go well inside.
And we've seen over the course of the season how TJ Adams has progressed mentally and as a baseball player, able to have that maturity entering into Arizona's college baseball program is going to be a huge thing for him if he wants a spot on this team.
Count even on TJ Adams. 1-1 coming. Taken high for ball 2. TJ Adams played twice against the Albany Dutchmen during that opening weekend, had hits in both of those games, but this is his first game against Albany since June 6th. 2-1 from Sanchez, going to well inside, almost nicking the body of TJ Adams.
Yeah, and so far you have a good hitters count here, 3-1. I'm very curious to see what Cray does, whether he's going to take it or he's going to try to swing for the fences here and drive in some more runs.
Goforth standing on second. Nico Emery at first, still just 1 out in the top of the second. 3-1 now to Adams. That's going to be fouled right back, and if there weren't a netting there, that may have been very close to us.
Oh, absolutely. That looked like it was going to go a beeline right into the open window, which you happen to be sitting in.
It's back-to-back games we've been protected by the netting, the last one coming at Glens Falls. So, been very fortunate in the Ulster Savings broadcast booth.
Absolutely.
Another full count forced by Sanchez. Pitch on the way. That's outside for ball 4. Sanchez has forced 4 straight full counts. 3 of them have ended in walks, 1 in the strikeout.
And that brings us back to the top of the order with Max Godier, who has been able to find contact with the barrel. I mean, taking a look at his season stats, batting .400 with 8 hits and 20 at-bats.
And Codier opened up this game with a leadoff single, and now hitting with the bases loaded and just 1 out for the Stallions to have a chance to break this one open in the second. First pitch comes to the lefty. Codier is going to go well low and in the dirt. Codier made 1 appearance against the Dutchmen. That was back on 4th of July. Went 1 for 4 with an RBI, a walk, and a stolen base. He's sitting the leadoff spot in every game he's played so far this year for the Stallions. 1-0 to Codier. Outside for a strike, number 1.
And with a very consistent hitter like Codier, able to put a barrel on the ball and just have him drive out and getting leadoff runners on base, it could provide confidence down the rest of the line. It's like, all right, if he can do it, we can do it as well. Let's go.
Corner infield playing in on Codier, trying to get that out at home. 1-1 as he cut back and fouled into the netting. Codier in a 1-2 hole.
Pizza.
Seems like the Stallions, they're really getting aggressive here when it's something that looks like is going right into the strike zone. They're not taking any chances, especially early on with Sanchez, who has been spraying it all over the strike zone chart.
Sanchez looking for his second out in the second inning as the 1-2 on the way. It's going to be hit out towards left field, and that'll hook foul. It'll go into the trees.
I believe we're all surrounded by woods here, Logan, so
Yeah.
wouldn't be a hard thing to do. Just hook it right into the trees.
It's a nice outfield setting with all the trees kind of surrounding everything.
Like Appalachian State.
Yeah. Codier still behind in the count 1-2. Pitch from Sanchez. Breaking ball cut on and missed for a strike 3. Second strikeout of the inning for Sanchez, and he is 1 out away from getting out of the jam.
Yeah, and Sanchez decided to go breaking ball upstairs and have Codier try to chase after that one, climb the ladder. Just a swing and a miss right there.
Now Jelani Rogers coming out for the Stallions. He had a single. His last go-around was the middle of the first 3 singles hit by Saugerties. Stallions looking to get at least some runs in this inning. First pitch to Jelani is going to go just high.
Good take there by Rogers, able to just hold off on that and I've been noticing something. Sanchez really likes to start on the outside, right at that edge, most likely in that high area. So
it's been 3 walks and 2 strikeouts so far in the second. 1-0. Going to find the zone for strike 1. Rogers came around to score back in that first inning. He scored on the error from the center fielder Rainey on that Garrett Michelle hit. Still bases loaded with 2 away. 1-1 pitch coming from Sanchez. Breaking ball finds that upper part of the zone for strike 2.
It seems like Rogers, he's getting a little bit too patient right here. Sanchez slowly honing in right down the middle. He's expecting breaking pitches, but it's curving right out at the last second to look like it's down the pipe.
Rogers now behind in the count 1-2. Pitch coming from Sanchez. He looks at that one in the dirt, and that'll be stopped by the catcher, Bode. There's now action taking place in that Albany bullpen, so we'll see just how long Sanchez stays in, eclipsing that 50 pitch mark with this next pitch. Count even at 2, pitch coming. That one's going to be fouled over the press box.
Seems like Rogers got a good hold of that, but a little bit of an underchop that forced that to pop straight up and out backwards.
Goforth on at third, Emery at second, TJ Adams on at first. Still 2 outs. Deuce is wild with that 2-2 count. Pitch coming to Jelani. That's going to be hit out towards the center side out of the infield, and that'll get through for a base hit. Evan Goforth in to score. Emery's going to follow. TJ Adams on to third. It's a 2 RBI single from Jelani Rogers, and the lead is now doubled.
That's a huge 2-out, 2 RBI double by the number 2 hole hitter and Rogers. And now Brandon Fish is looking to increase this lead here early on.
And now the all-star Brandon Fish looking to keep this inning going. Jelani already 2 for 2 with 2 singles. It's runners at the corners now with 2 away for the Stallions. Fish had a single his last time up last inning. Jelani on the move on the first pitch outside, and there won't be a throw from Bode.
Yeah, Bodie doing a great job trying to deke out the throw, maybe to try to catch Adams hustling all the way home and put him in a rundown to end the inning.
It's the second steal of the inning for the Saugerties Stallions. Second Benson steal of the day, now brings 2 runners in scoring position. 0-1 coming to Fish. Is going to be taken low and stopped by the catcher, Bode. Fish looking to keep this inning alive for the Stallions. They already have their lead up to 4-0. 1-1 to Fish. It's going to be a hit foul out towards that left side, and into car territory.
Ooh, might have hit the car.
Judging by the fan reaction, it looks like you're right.
Hopefully that's not one of the players' cars or the cars that were given us to travel here to the Traveling Ulster Savings broadcast booth here in Albany.
I think it was away from the path of our van, so I think we're okay.
Hopefully. We got a lot of food in there.
It's a 1-2 hole now to Brandon Fish. Pitch coming from Sanchez. Going to be taken outside. Framed nicely by Bode, but it will not be the call.
Pizza.
Adams on a third. Jelani moved up to second on the stolen base. And it's a 2-2 count coming to Brandon Fish. Already has 22 RBIs so far on the year to go along with 2 homers. Pitch on the way from Sanchez. Fish going to chop that one foul right behind the catcher.
And Fish doing anything in his willpower to try to get out of this small slump that he finds himself in. He did manage to get a hit or 2 against Glens Falls just 2 nights ago, so getting another hit here would be huge for his confidence.
Stallions already have 4 hits through these first 2 innings. 2-2 to Fish. Going to be hit hard out towards right center field, and that gets down for a base hit. Adams in to score. Rogers right behind him. It's a 2 RBI single for Brandon Fish. He has 3 RBIs through these first 2 innings, and it's now a 6-0 Stallion lead.
Whatever the Stallions had to eat this morning or for lunch, it seems to be working because the bats have come alive once again early on, and they are scoring in bunches as we usually see them do. They did it back in the 5th inning against Glens Falls. They did it also in the top of the 7th against Glens Falls, putting up 9 total runs.
Maybe a little price chopper power from the Stallions today, as that was the pregame meal.
Yes, those glorious sandwiches.
First pitch coming to Jake Scrines and to find the zone for strike one. But this is just the start the Stallions probably had in mind following a 17-run performance against Glens Falls. This offense continuing to fire. 0-1 coming. Fish on the move, but it was fouled away, so the hit-and-run attempt unsuccessful there.
Yeah, and Fish, he was going full speed. No question about it. He was booking it to second base.
Coming into today, these two teams not separated by much in the East Division standings. Albany in the 5th spot, and Saugerties tied for 3rd with Oneonta. Scrine in an 0-2 hole now. Pitch coming from Sanchez. Hit out towards the left side of the infield. Cheka making the throw on the run, and he'll get the out in time. But not before the Stallions add on 4 more runs in the top of the 2nd inning. It's now a 6-0 lead for your Stallions heading into the bottom of the 2nd inning.
And my, oh my, what an inning that it was for Saugerties. Able to really just get things going and help out Reimer try to settle it into this game.
And Reimer going to head back out to the mound. Don't go anywhere. A lot more action to come from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. Saugerties Stallions baseball brought to you by Emerson Spa, a hidden treasure in the Catskills, and by iMedView Incorporated. Independent medical review, world-class results, and local connections. And these results have been world-class for the Stallion offense in these first 2 innings.
Absolutely. Let's see what the defense can do here after Reimer had a big jam early on in the 1st inning.
It'll be 6-7-8 for Reimer now as the catcher Bode will be the first hitter. He hits that one hard out towards right field, and that drops in front of the right fielder Bertrand for a leadoff single. 3rd hit already for the Dutchmen as they have a leadoff man on.
I believe that's karma for that transition from the ad reads into this ball game from what we just did.
It comebacks to get you at some point.
You can't win them all, Logan. You can't win them all.
We'll see if Alex Brill can win this battle against Bryce Reimer. Brill playing right field in this one for Albany. Runner on, still nobody out for Bryce. First pitch coming from Reimer is going to be taken high for a ball. Brill coming over from Ohio Dominican University, a rising senior. He's ahead in the count 1-0. Pitch coming from Reimer is going to be taken low and stopped by the catcher Nico Emery.
Taking a look at Brill, a 209 hitter with only 9 hits and 43 at-bats, 14 strikeouts compared to 3 walks. So his game plan in the box, be aggressive.
Bode with a good lead off that first base bag. Now 2-0 coming to Brill, and that's going to go high. So Reimer in a quick 3-0 hole, trying to protect this 6-0 lead the Stallions have built.
Yeah, it seems like it's going to be a little bit of a different environment from what Reimer is really used to. He's usually come in during the home games, and he felt more comfortable there. I believe this is a true road test that he's facing.
Trying to get back in the strike zone here, the 3-0, and he will not. It's a 4-pitch walk forced by Alex Brill, and 2 runners already on for the Dutchmen. And that'll be a hitter that the Stallions are very familiar with for the Dutchmen in Danny Rogers.
Absolutely. I believe one of the last times that the Stallions did come here, I believe it was their first trip. Danny Rogers, 2-run shot in extra innings to win it right over that right field wall.
That's exactly why I said he's a familiar hitter. Took the words out of my mouth. First pitch coming to Rogers. That's it high out towards right field. Bertrand racing in, as is Michelle, and the right fielder going to call everyone off for the first out. Runner in Bode going to fake the tag up to third, but he'll retreat back to second.
And what a laser that Bertrand threw immediately to go for it at that shortstop position. And it seemed like Bodie was hustling up, stopped, and then went back to the second base bag when he saw that ball coming in to go for its glove.
Still needed about 50, 60 feet for another one of those home runs against the Stallions.
Yeah, 315 down the line. A little bit of a further home run fence, but we've seen a lot closer.
Reimer checks the runner at second. Now the first pitch coming to the lefty. Caden Shapiro goes outside for a ball. Shapiro hitting .256 on the year so far with 10 ribbies. Reimer got that big first out against Rogers, kept both runners on first and second respectively. And Reimer going to step off and keep that runner in Bode at second.
It seems like Bodie is really trying to play mind games right here, able to just kind of motion side to side, really trying to picture where he's going to go.
1-0 now coming to Shapiro. It's going to be taken inside for ball two. So we didn't see Reimer struggle too much with his control in his last start, and now it's a different story here. Had one walk in that Utica game, already has one walk today. Reimer trying to find that strike zone down 2-0. Pitch coming. It's going to be chopped foul, and that'll ring Lady Liberty's bell, as we like to say in this broadcast booth.
A little bit of my saying, that's Jack, but I guess that makes up for me taking Deuces Wild.
What goes around comes around in this broadcast booth. I will say that.
Yeah, karma at its finest.
So Reimer did find that strike zone on Shapiro. 2-1 on the way to Caden. Breaking ball going to be chopped foul out towards that left field side, and that'll get into the Stallion bullpen. Luckily, no one warming up there just yet.
No, not at all. It seems like Reimer, he's really going to try to take out this inning, maybe throw one more just to settle down and see what the Stallions bats do.
Reimer looking to finish off Shapiro. 2-2 coming to be hit high out towards the left side. In comes C.J. Adams, ranging towards foul territory. He'll make that grab as Bodie was on the move, but he'll have to retreat back, and he does so successfully.
Yeah, and that was an unsuccessful steal attempt right there by Bodie, because on the hit and run there, just able to have some contact. Shapiro popped that up just enough to have Adams trot right under it, make the grab, and now put two away here and help out their starter.
Now in comes Zack Rainey from the Dutchmen, a hitter the Stallions haven't seen too much of so far. Still hitting with 2 men on and 2 out. Reimer looks back at the runner. First pitch coming to Rainey, a breaking ball, checked, but it's going to be called a strike regardless.
Yeah, that was well placed, just going in and then breaking out on the end, just catching that outside edge, really helping out Reimer here.
Reimer still looking for his first strikeout of the day as he's pitching to the number 10 man. 0-1's being hit hard out towards right field. That'll send Bertrand back. He has it tracked, and he'll make the jumping grab for the third and final out. So after Reimer allows back-to-back base runners to reach base, he gets 3 straight flyouts to end the second.
Yeah, that's a good sign for the Stallions, able to have that defense right behind you, ready, prepared, and going at a very efficient rate and getting you out of jams. You got to give them some daps and some high fives after that performance.
So now the Stallions that head back onto the dish, looking to extend on their 6-0 lead over the Dutchmen. Don't go anywhere. A lot more action to come from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. New pitcher coming on for the Albany Dutchmen as Freddie Sanchez's day is done after just 2 innings. Now in comes Jack Wren from Marist College.
Yeah, taking a look, 2.31 ERA, and 11 and 2/3 innings pitched, 12 strikeouts, 3 walks, 8 hits. And in his last performance, July 9th against the Amsterdam Mohawks, in 2 innings, gave up 2 hits, 2 runs, all of them earned, with a walk and a strikeout in 9 batters faced. So he's looking for a little bit of a redemption arc, and this is going against the Stallions team who has 6 runs through 2.
Yeah, the Stallions are hot, and we'll see if they can keep that streak up against Jack Wren. And coming from Marist College, probably someone that Nico Emery has caught once or twice when they're in their college days.
Absolutely, and that could provide as an advantage to either Wren or Emery because you kind of figure out how he works, what he likes, what he doesn't like. So having that advantage as teammates in college could really help out.
Colin Mackel, also a Marist athlete, but he's on the bench for today's game, so
So is Drake Quinn.
As is Drake Quinn.
But he is available today. He is indeed
available, but probably won't get to pitch or hit against Wren.
No, not at all, but he could face off as a pitcher's duel.
It'll be 5, 6, and 7 coming up for the Stallions. Garrett Michelle set to lead things off, and Michelle reached on that error to the center fielder in Rainey his last time up back in the first.
Yeah, and it's going to be a miscue on Rainey, just kind of lost it in the air. We thought that ball was going straight dead center, 384, but just missing out, popped out of the glove onto the ground. That scored a few.
Michelle already got 1 ball to carry here against the Dutchmen, now looking for another one, maybe to go over the fence. First pitch coming, and Garrett's be hit hard out towards center field, and that gets in for a hit. Michelle reaching base for the 2nd time today, and this time able to get on via the hit variety.
Oh, absolutely. These Stallions bats have been working to fruition. Everybody is eating.
And that's going to be the first hit for Michelle, 7th hit for the Stallions so far today. Now Easton Bertrand coming up, looking to join the party. Bertrand struck out, looking to end things in the first inning. First pitch on the way to Easton, setting up to bunt. He gets that one off down the left side. Cheka trying to make a throw, and that one goes just wide. It's a bunt single for Easton Bertrand.
And he was using that speed to hustle down the line, perfectly placed. Cheka a little off balance on the throw, threw it way higher, and Shapiro had to step off to make that grab.
And now Evan Goforth looking to keep things going for the Stallions. He got a chance to lead off in the 2nd inning, got on via a walk, and then even stole second base as well. 2 runners on and just 2 pitches thrown by Jack Wren. Goforth looking to keep things going for the Stallions and keep the fun alive. First pitch coming to him from Wren is going to be taken for the first time against a hitter from Wren. And it's going to be a ball.
Yeah, it seems like Wren, he was really trying to work down low. He thought, okay, these batters are going to get aggressive on me. Might as well try to get them where it hurts, low in the zone. Great job by Goforth taking that one.
Michelle on at second, Bertrand at first. 1-0 coming to Goforth. That's hit hard out towards right center field, but Rainey racing in on it. He'll make the grab for that first out.
These balls are very much well hit out into the outfield, and it's causing the fielders out in center, and especially in right, just having a little bit of a workout more than they're used to.
Now to be Kip Fugers, now from the University of Evansville.
There you go.
Where he'll play in the fall.
Just committed on the way here to Albany.
Must have been a very fun car ride over to Albany, having just done that. First pitch coming to Fugers, going to be a check swing foul out towards that first base side.
I wonder what happened if he would have had that full swing going. Would he have gotten a piece of that? Would he have driven it into the outfield, scored some runs? Questions that will probably keep myself up at night.
Fugers down in that count 0-1. Wren checks on Michelle. 0-1 is going to be hit out towards shallow right field. Brill racing in on foul territory. He'll make the grab for the second out. Back-to-back flyouts forced from the Stallions. And now to bring up Nico Emery.
And it looks like that's just kind of the opposite effect of that aggressive batting that's been going on. Just getting hits on, making contact, but just not dropping.
And Nico Emery going to come in for Saugerties. He was able to get on via the walk his last go-around, and that's something he's been doing a lot recently for the Stallions.
Absolutely. Getting those free passes on that first base bag, that's going to be huge, especially for hitters like TJ Adams, Max Codier, and Jelani Rogers due up after him if the rally keeps going.
First pitch coming to him from Wren is going to be taken outside for a ball. But Wren has only thrown 7 pitches to these first 4, and I guess you can call a half batters with Nico Emery.
Yes, 2 hits, 2 flyouts, so I guess best of both worlds, I'd say.
Looking to keep the Stallions scoreless in the third. 1-0 coming to Nico. Is going to be chopped at and fouled out behind the catcher and Bodie. For Amory, second start against the Dutchmen. First one back on 4th of July. Went 0 for 3 with 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. 2 runners on with 2 out in the top of the third. Stallions already clinging to that 6-0 lead. Wren checks the runner at second. 1-1 thrown. That's going to be hit out towards center field. In comes Rainey, and he'll make a sliding grab for the third and final out. A lot of balls have been hit out towards Rainey's direction, and he made his best play yet.
Yeah, and that ball was carrying a little bit. We've been talking about it earlier in the previous 2 innings, how that ball has been carrying all day long, and that one just died down at the end.
Nothing doing for the Stallions despite back-to-back singles to lead off the inning. It's still a 6-0 Saugerties lead over Albany. Don't go anywhere. More action coming up from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. Saugerties Stallions baseball brought to you by IXL Health and Fitness Club. Keep the Stallions fit all season long. And by J. Mullen & Sons Construction, Hudson Valley's trusted contractor for over 25 years. Bryce Reimer back out for the Stallions for his 3rd inning of work.
Yeah, and he has the top of the lineup coming up, 1-2-3. Young leading things off, managed to fly out to the first baseman for the very first out.
You're exactly right, John, as it'll be 1, 2, and 3 coming up. No need to celebrate like that. It was a pretty obvious thing for people in the booth.
Well, the viewers can't really see it at home.
First pitch coming to Young's hit hard out towards left field, and that gets into the gap for a base hit. Stallion still chasing it, but Young going to think about holding up to second, but an errant throw to Codier will push Young over to second with a leadoff hit.
And that throw by Adams, it was going to be a laser. And we've seen Adams make those throws from the outfield, and it's been dots, but just a little bit more on location, and Goforth not really covering that second base bag could have kept Young on that first base.
And that'll be ruled a single with an E7 from TJ Adams. So runner on second already for the Dutchmen, and it'll bring up Ty Gallagher, the extra hitter. Gallagher had the Dutchman's first single of the day back in the first inning. He made it all the way to third. Lefty on lefty matchup. First pitch coming to Gallagher is going to be taken high. And going back to Adams' throw, it was well over the head of Codier. He was still able to catch it, but just kind of took him off that second base bag.
Yeah, I think the awareness of Goforth, not realizing that no one was covering second, could have prevented Young from taking it.
1-0 from Reimers, and cut on and missed by Gallagher on the breaking ball, low and away. Both teams now at 1 error apiece, both coming from outfielders. You don't really see too many errors from outfielders in this kind of level. Reimer checks the runner. Now the 1-1 on the way. A breaking ball just misses the zone outside.
Seems like Reimer's really trying to work on the outside and have the Dutchman reach, but it's seeming to be getting some contact on the barrel and getting him into quite some jams.
2-1 fired from Gallagher is going to be high. Now 3-1 coming to Gallagher. And Reimer, he's gone at least 2 innings in all of his appearances, despite only having his second start being right here. The lowest amount of innings he'd gone in a game was 2 innings against the Dutchmen on opening night. He got the loss in that game. 3-1 coming. That's going to be inside for ball 4. Second walk of the game for Bryce Reimer, and it's now back-to-back runners reaching base, just like in the second inning.
I was just about to say that. There's a little bit of a same look, but with Silva Jr. coming up with the All-Star that's been hitting around a 300 clip on the year. 300 on the nose.
And the All-Star had a single his last time around, and so far it's been the other All-Star in the game today, in Brandon Fish, who's been out-dueling Silva. But both of them are combined for 3 for 3. First pitch coming to Silva Jr. as he swung on and missed for strike 1, and Silva way early on that cutter.
Absolutely. It seemed like it was going to be, he was sitting fastball, and then Reimer decides to go with a little bit of a change-up look, and that really miscued the timing right there from Silva Jr.
Young with a big leadoff second, Gallagher on at first, no one holding him. 0-1 coming, Silva sets up the bunt and pulls back. The throw coming back on to first, and he's going to be safe. That was a very close play.
Oh, absolutely. Great awareness by Emery, but just a little bit quicker on the throw. Really could have gotten Gallagher out as he had a huge lead off that first base bag.
It's a great eye from Nico Emery, just couldn't finish it off.
I believe in his last appearance he managed to catch 2 base runners stealing against Oneonta.
Yeah. Count now even on Silva. 1-1 from Reimer. Breaking ball going to be cut out towards that right side, and that gets by Michelle for a base hit. Young on his way home. The throw goes there from Bertrand, and that's going to be in time for the out. Young goes down hard after colliding with Emery, and he's still down.
Ooh, yeah, it seemed like Young on the collision at home plate, he might have taken the head of Emery's face mask right to his forehead, and he seems to be in pain.
Young was able to get up after that, but he's now being checked off by the trainers. But nonetheless, that was a great throw from Easton Bertrand.
Absolutely. It was a laser right to him. Emery didn't have to move. He managed to grab the ball, turned around. Young was right there waiting for him.
And Young now standing is able to get off the field on his own power, and he'll get a well-deserved applause from everyone here in Albany.
Yeah, we hope he's okay. I mean, that was a hard collision right in the head, and that's a little bit of a scary thing to happen, just collisions, especially in the head area in baseball.
So runners staying right where they are at second and first, just different faces at the bases. And Chance Cheka, the cleanup hitter, coming up. And Young, it seemed like he kind of slid into Amory's chest gear. Emery didn't really lean into him too much.
Oh, Emery stood his ground.
First pitch coming to Cheka is going to be taken inside for a strike. But nonetheless, it is a big break for Bryce Reimer, who remains in a scoreless game, or has a scoreless appearance still, rather.
Absolutely. I mean, able to just keep the Dutchmen off the board in the runs column is a huge help, and I think the defense is chipping in as well.
Reimer ahead on Cheka 0-1. Pitch on the way. It's going to be taken low and inside. It's the count now even.
Seems like Reimer's really trying to varying his off speeds and breaking balls, and hopefully trying to hone in on the fastball in a great location.
Gallagher moved up to second. Silva Jr. now on at first. So the All-Stars, a combined 4 for 4 now.
And 3 RBIs for those two. I believe all of them going to Fish.
Yep. 1-1 is going to be hit in the dirt. And now Cheka ahead. Yeah, you could say they combined for 3 RBIs, but Fish had 1 RBI in his first hit in the first, and then 2 more in the third.
Absolutely able to put a barrel onto the ball. It seems like Brandon Fish could be back after that slump. He's really been slinging the ball all over the outfield and scoring runners like he's used to.
Had a double in Glens Falls that may have helped things out for him. 2-1 on the way to Cheka. That's hit out towards the middle of the infield. Diving stop from Goforth. Flip on to Codier for 1. On to first, not in time. But still a great play from Evan Goforth to get 1.
Wow. Able to get on the ground, get the laundry dirty, able to flip it over to Codier. And I'm just amazed at how that went.
So 2 great plays from this Stallion defense have helped out Bryce Reimer tremendously in this game, and that'll be Anthony Ramo Jr. coming up.
I think Colin Martin could not be any more happier with his fielding performance.
Easton Bertrand with 1 throw, and then Evan Goforth with a diving stop just a couple minutes ago. First pitch from Ramo, breaking ball well high. And Ramo Jr. grounded out to Goforth to end the first inning. He's 0 for 1. Runners at the corners now with 2 away. 1-0 on the way from Reimer, and that's going to get well away from Emery, but he's able to get there.
Yeah, and so far, it doesn't seem like Reimer's too worried about Cheka on that first base bag. 6 stolen bases on the year, only been caught once.
And with it being a runners at the corner situation with 2 outs, probably not as much concern on the runners. 2-0 coming to Ramo. Cut on and miss for a strike 1. Couldn't catch up to that low pitch from Reimer.
No, not at all. It was well placed, able to just take a hack at it, missing it entirely. And now he can really try to work in a fastball, possibly up and away.
Ramo hitless this season against Reimer. 2-1 coming. That's going to go just high. From here, it looked like it was right down the middle, but maybe we have a slightly different viewpoint.
We do have a skewed viewpoint. We're just off center by about a couple feet.
And we're in a pretty high press box compared to most road teams that we've seen so far this year. 3-1 now. It's going to be cut in and fouled back into the netting.
Going to be a huge payoff pitch here for Reimer to see if he can get out of this jam here. Let's see how aggressive Albany gets in the box, especially with a 3-2 count here, 2 outs, and an opportunity to load the bases here to bring up Bodie.
But other than Saugerties and Amsterdam, this is one of the only few other places where we have this elevated zone. Full count pitch coming from Reimer is going to go well high for ball 4. Third walk of the game allowed from Reimer, and it loads up the bases for Bode.
Another jam that Reimer and the Stallions have to get themselves out of. They've been doing it for 2 straight bottom frames. They could possibly do it again here.
Bodie singled to lead off the second inning. He got as far as second base, and now looking to get the first runs on the board for the Dutchmen. Gallagher at third, Cheka at second, and Ramo Jr. on at first with 2 away. First pitch coming to Bodie is to be taken inside for a ball. Still no action in that Stallion bullpen, so Colin Martin and the rest of the pitching staff want to get Reimer as many innings as possible today. His pitch count only in the mid-40s.
Yeah, with a 6-run cushion that he has room to make some mistakes.
1-0 on the way. It's going to go outside for a strike. Reimer still looking for his first strikeout. Has 3 walks on the day. Reimer struck out 4 in his gem of a performance against the Blue Sox in that Game 1 tie. 1-1 now from Reimer as he chopped foul out towards that left field side, heading towards the cars, but it'll just avoid him.
Whew. Hopefully they got these cars out here in Albany. They got some good insurance because some of these have been very close calls.
I think one of the foul balls hit one of the cars.
It did. Hopefully that's not one of ours.
We'll check on that later. Instead, we'll check on Reimer, who has in that 1-2 count. Pitch coming from him. That's going to be just outside for ball 2.
And Emery really trying to frame out here. He went outside and tried to bring it back in just in time. Maybe Emery could try to slide over and try to center it more so he could have a better shot on the outside edge.
Bodie hitting 177 on the year so far with a chance to add on to his 2 RBIs. 2-2 from Reimer. Breaking ball well high. It's another full count forced by this Dutchman lineup on Reimer.
Yeah, and that could possibly be one of the bigger payoff pitches here.
Big pitch coming up from the Stallion lefty. Full count pitch coming from Reimer to be hit out towards left field. In comes TJ Adams, has it lined up, and he makes the grab. Reimer gets out of the bases loaded jam and keeps the Dutchmen scoreless.
And you thought this game would have been a little bit easier, but the Stallions do find a way to raise your blood pressure, especially to all the fans at home.
It's a 6-0 Stallion lead heading into the top of the 4th inning. Don't go anywhere. We'll see if there's more offense coming up after this. You'll listen to Stallion Baseball from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. Saugerties Stallions Baseball brought to you by J. Mullen & Sons Construction, Hudson Valley's trusted contractor for over 25 years, and by the Jolly Cow in Lake Katrine, because everybody loves ice cream just like they love the performance the Stallions have put up offensively during these first 3 innings, holding on to a 6-0 lead with 7 hits to go along with that.
Yeah, so far in each of these innings, they managed to rack up at least 2 hits, and both the first, second, and third now. TJ Adams looking to continue with that on and hopefully trying to be the 4th leadoff base runner for Saugerties.
None of those 6 runs came back in the 3rd inning when Jack Wren made his first appearance on the mound. He gave up back-to-back singles, one of them being on the bunt variety from Easton Bertrand, but no runs.
Absolutely, and that's the game plan that the Stallions have to go to. If they want to get base runners on, might as well use your speed to the advantage, and we have seen that speed of Bertrand pay off in dividends over the course of the year.
It'll be TJ Adams to lead things off for Saugerties, the number 10 hitter. Forced a walk in his last at-bat back in the 2nd and came around to score. And Adams, just like Nico Emery, has been doing a really good job with his walks. Since the start of July, TJ Adams has 7 walks. First pitch to TJ is going to be low and in.
And that probably comes with the patience of stepping onto a college level playing field for the first time, just being a little bit less aggressive at the bats.
1-0 coming to TJ Adams is going to go inside for a strike. And those 7 walks only coming in 6 games for TJ Adams. Hitting 200 on the year so far with 7 RBIs. Wren fires the 1-1. It's going to go well in.
It really seems like Wren is trying to push Adams off the plate. I believe that's 3 straight pitches on that inside edge.
Wren has his strategy, but hasn't really fired in on it too much. 2-1 now. It's going to be chopped back and fouled into the netting. Count now even on TJ.
Seemed like that was his pitch right there, just taking a hack at it. It seemed to get on it, but just breaking out at the end, just getting the tip and popping straight back into the netting.
Adams looking to battle back, now down 2-2. Pitch coming from Wren is going to be taken inside for a called strike 3. A very delayed strike 3 call from the home plate umpire, but Stallions have 1 down.
Yeah, but that'll bring up the top of the order, and that's what the Stallions have been relying on in this game alone.
Max Codier will be coming up for his 3rd at-bat. Codier 1 for 2 so far with a single and a strikeout. Struck out with the bases loaded back in the 2nd. But luckily for him, Jelani Rogers and Brandon Fish were able to come up in clutch scenarios right after him. First pitch coming to Cody. It's going to be hit hard out towards left field. Ramo Jr. ranging towards his left, and he'll make the grab. 2 away quickly for the Stallions on top of the 4th.
Yeah, and right there, that's just the aggressiveness that Cody had. It was a well-driven ball, but now Jelani Rogers so far, 2 of 2 on the night with 2 singles. So that field that was a little bit bouncy early on has slowly died down.
Rogers is 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs, both of which coming in his last at-bat back in the 2nd inning. He also has a stolen base to his name. Now this time Rogers batting with no one on for the first time all day. First pitch he'll see from Wren is going to be taken outside for a ball. Stallions looking to avoid going down 1-2-3 for the first time today. 1-0 to Rogers. Hit out towards left field, but hooking foul.
That was a hard hit ball. You saw it pop off that bat. Well hit, but just a little bit of an early swing for Rogers.
And Wren, since coming into this game, he allowed those back-to-back singles to start off his day, but has gotten 5 consecutive outs, 4 of which have come on the flyout. 1-1 now to Jelani, so he chopped out towards left field, and in comes Cheka, and he'll make the throw, but it's going to be safe. Jelani Rogers able to leg out an infield single. He's 3 for 3.
That's just sheer speed from Rogers. I mean, what else can I say about that? Just a high dribbler, booking it down that first base line. And as soon as Cheka managed to get that and look over to Rogers, I immediately knew, oh yeah, he's got this.
So Rogers having a great start to his day, and it keeps the inning going for Brandon Fish. Fish also 2 for 2 with 2 singles, has 3 RBIs. First pitch he'll see from Wren is going to be taken low. Fish now with 25 RBIs so far on the year. And his average coming to today was a .336 clip.
And that slump really hurt his average now. Was a former leader in batting average for the team, now taken by Max Codier.
1-0 coming to Fish. Going to be chopped foul out towards the car territory. Now, I think that got one on the bounce.
I don't know if that hit a windshield or just the top of a car.
I think it might hit the top of the car. I think it would have made a different noise if it hit the window. Or the windshield, as you were saying.
Yeah.
Jelani now on at first. He has a moderate lead out there. Still 2 away in the top of the 4th. And the throw will go back to Jelani, who gets the jersey dirty, but he makes it safely. Dutchmen wearing their orange, white, and blues today, as the Stallions wearing their road grays. Throw coming back to Jelani, a much closer play, but he gets back in safe again.
Yeah, it seems like Wren feels a little bit threatened with Rogers on that first base bag. I don't know if it's going to be the stolen base or the sheer speed that he has.
He did have a stolen base back in the second and had a stolen base in his last start as well. 1-1 coming again to Fish. Going to be hit out towards left field. Ramo going to be ranging back for it, and he'll make the grab for the final out. Stallions able to get 1 hit, but that's going to be all, as it's still a 6-0 lead heading into the bottom of the 4th. Don't go anywhere. More action coming up from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. Saugerties Stallions baseball brought to you by Main Street Restaurant, voted the best Mexican restaurant in the Hudson Valley, and by Senator Michelle Hinchy. She represents you. It's been 3 scoreless innings so far of 5-hit baseball for Bryce Reimer, as he's dealing early on with some help from the Stallion defense.
Absolutely. He's found himself in quite some jams, managing to leave 2 runners on in the first and second, a fully loaded diamond back in the 3rd frame. So he's looking for a little bit of a different result here. Hopefully no runners on.
There is action now taking place in that Stallion bullpen. Looks like Noah DeLuga possibly. But still too early to tell.
It is too early to tell, but making sure that we get things rolling here, Reimer must get out of this inning.
First pitch coming to Alex Brill is going to be hit, popped up out towards left field. Adams going to have plenty of time to range out there, still in the air, and he'll make the grab for that first out. Quick one pitch out forced by Bryce Reimer.
And that's the first pitch out since all the way back in the first inning where Charlie Young flew out to Michelle down in first base territory.
Now Danny Rogers coming up for the Dutchman. He also flew out his last time around over to Easton Bertrand's direction out and right. It's another lefty-lefty matchup as Reimer sends in the first pitch. It's going to go high. Reimer's thrown just over 50 pitches so far in his day. Stallions probably going to try and get him through this inning at least. 1-0 coming to Rogers, going to be taken wide and outside. So Reimer down 2-0 on Rogers early. .2-0 on the way from Reimer. Cut on and missed by Rogers. So Reimer back in the count. Two-one fired, and that's going to catch that inside part of the zone for strike number 2.
And it seems like Rogers, he was taken aback at that one, shaking on his boots.
The home plate umpire loves that inside zone, really for both pitchers. 2-2 from Reimer. Breaking ball going to be fouled out towards that car territory. Might go just short, actually.
Yeah, right into a children's area where they're seeming to be playing with a few tennis balls.
Whatever you can find at that age.
Pure innocence.
2-2 from Reimer. Breaking ball forces Rogers to duck away.
Seems like Reimer really lost control of that one. Just kind of slipped out of his hand, and I've been kind of noticing that a little bit. He's having a little bit of trouble gripping the baseball.
Rogers coming into today with a .236 average with 2 home runs, one of them coming against the Stallions. Full count pitch coming, and that's going to go low for ball 4. It's the 4th walk from Bryce Reimer so far today. And it'll bring up Caden Shapiro.
Yeah, it seems like he's having a rough time, but luckily he has that defense behind him making some spectacular plays to keep Albany off the scoreboard. And without them, this could be a whole different ballgame.
So Reimer has had to work around runners in each of his 4 innings, but has kept the Dutchmen scoreless. Looking for more success from that category. Reimer checks the runner now. First pitch to Shapiro's and miss the outside part of the zone. We're starting to see a trend with that home plate umpire. Loves the inside zone and hates the outside.
Absolutely. And it might be the way that he's positioned as well. He seems to be favoring that inside positioning on the batter.
Shapiro ahead 1-0. Pitch coming. It's going to go just high.
Nothing you can do about that. That was a upstairs ball.
Rogers on at first. He got on base for the first time today on that walk. 2-0 from Reimer as Rogers is on the move, and that's going to hit him. Shapiro able to get on. Rogers is on the move anyway, so both runners going to advance a base.
Yeah, it's really seeming like Reimer's losing control, and yet no conversation by Rich Doobie yet on his control.
And Doobie on that top step of the dugout. It looks like he is going to take a few steps, maybe check on the pitcher warming up, and now he'll retreat back into the dugout.
It is looking like it might be DeLuga warming up his arm here, so
we know it's a lefty, and we know DeLuga is a lefty.
Yes, he is a lefty, and I believe the other available pitchers tonight in Speaker and Quinn, I believe they're both righties.
We know DeLuga's a lefty, unlike you when you wrote that one press release.
Okay, you didn't have to go that far, man. You really had to?
It's out in the open now.
Thanks.
It's all jokes in the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. As now it'll be Zack Rainey coming up, hitting with 1 out and 2 on. Sorry. First pitch Rainey's going to see is going to be low and away. Rainey flew out to Easton Bertrand his last go around. He's 0 for 1. He's just 2 for 23 so far on the year. Reimer down 1-0. Checking that runner at second. That's Rogers. 1-0 coming. It's going to be checked, but a called strike on the outside.
Well placed pitch right there by Reimer, and still having the opportunity to get that double play ball still in effect. Albany taking the chance on here to see if Rainey can really get things going.
It's the count now even at 1. Runners on first and second with 1 out. Pitch coming. Both runners on the move. Emery going to come up and throw to third. On to Fish, but he's safe. It was a bang-bang play, but it's a tie goes to the runner scenario according to the umpire, and it's a double steal from the Dutchman.
Wow, that was a bullet by Emery, able to just pop up and fire over. It was basically a straight line to the bottom of the bag, Fish getting his glove so he could have that double tag ready, but to no avail.
It was a great throw and tag from Emery and Fish, respectively, but just didn't get the result they were looking for. It's now a 2-2 count. Reimer delivers. It's going to be chopped at and foul. Count stays the same.
And taking a look, DeLuga's finally getting some real warm-up pitches in, so it could be after this inning that Reimer's day will be done.
And Reimer's pitch count now at 64. Pitching with 2 runners on and 1 away. 2-2 on the way to Rainey, and that's going to be hit high out towards left field in foul territory.
Definitely not hitting the cars out there.
That one going to be a little short of that territory. It'll send the kids rushing for that foul ball.
Looks like we got a little bit of a Stallion crew forming around in Albany.
And Albany is the closest road destination for Saugerties, so definitely a doable trip, a little bit less than an hour.
Very feasible.
2-2 again to Rainey. He swung on and a miss for a strike 3. First strikeout of the day for Bryce Reimer, and there's 2 away.
That was a huge strikeout right there. Trying to keep the runners in scoring position and get out of, once again, another jam to keep this 6-0 lead here.
And now Tyler Young coming up to the dish. Back to the top of the lineup for the 3rd time for Albany. Young 1 for 2 today with a single and a pop-up. And Young, if you remember, was that one that was the Dutchman that collided with Nico Emery out at home plate, and it looks like he is okay and ready to bat again.
That's a good sign to see, Logan.
First pitch coming, a Young breaking ball well outside.
Again, it looks like coming out of that hand on that breaking ball, especially on the outside, it seems like Reimer is just slipping out.
Rogers on at third, Shapiro on at second. Both of them moved up after the double steal. 1-0 coming to Young. So he chops right in front of Emery, but it'll be called a foul ball.
Great reaction right there by the man behind the dish. Able to just pop right up, catch it, and look over to first just to get that for sure out if the umpire did not deem it foul.
Zaluga starting to ramp down his warm-ups. Looks like he's ready to go whenever he's needed. Hoping it won't come in this inning as Reimer looks to finish it off. He's given up 5 hits to this point, still no runs. 1-1 coming from Reimer. Is going to go well inside for a strike. I was ready to call that one a ball, but that was low and looked like it was very close to the lower body of Young.
There we go. Again, favoring that inside, not so sure on the outside. It seems like the strike zone is just a little bit tilted over, just a little bit.
And he's set up to the left of Nico Emery, kind of in between the batter and catcher. 1-2 from Reimer. It's going to be hit out towards right field, and that'll drop in front of Bertrand for a base hit. Rogers going to come in on home. Shapiro right behind him. The throw back into Emery, not in time. The 2 RBI single for Tyler Young, and the Dutchmen are finally on the board. It's still 6-2 Stallions.
Yeah, that is a bases clearing there, and for Reimer, it could only bend so long before it can break, and just having those 2 runs, a little bit of a heartbreaker, and now it looks like his day will be done here.
Colin Martin coming out to talk with Bryce Reimer. We're already seeing someone move out of the bullpen. Who's coming in, even though we already told you? Find out after the break. It's the first Dallas Hot Wieners call to the bullpen for the Stallions today, as making his first relief outing coming in for Bryce Reimer will be Noah DeLuca.
Yeah, Noah DeLuca, usually a starter in the rotation. It could have been his day today as a starter against the Dutchmen, but coming out of the bullpen for the first time this season, and you have to go all the way back to July 6th in Game 2 against the Utica Blue Sox, where in 5 innings gave up 4 hits with 1 earned run, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, and 20 batters faced.
DeLuca had made 6 starts so far on the year. This will be his first relief outing, and Reimer started Game 1 against Utica, and DeLuca started Game 2, so it was really both of these guys' days, so they are just both available in the eyes of Colin Martin.
Yeah, looking to have DeLuca try to get out of the inning here in his first relief appearance, going up against 2, 3, and 4.
DeLuca started opening night against the Dutchmen, went 3 innings, struck out 3, walked 2 batters, only allowed 1 hit. He holds a 1-1 record on the year with his 1 win coming in that Utica game, in a game where the Stallions mercied the Blue Sox.
11-1, I believe that was done right at the bottom of the 6th.
DeLuca coming into this game with a 3.68 ERA, 18 strikeouts in his 22 innings pitched, and continues to warm up with his catcher Nico Emery. Still looking for 1 more out in this 4th inning to end things in that 4th.
Brought in a little bit less of a jam that Bryce Reimer found himself in. Now, instead of 2 runners in scoring position, he just has a runner on first.
And Bryce Reimer going to be responsible for that runner on first should DeLuca not be able to get him around a score. Ty Gallagher going to be the first to face DeLuca. He's reached base in both of his at-bats with a single and a walk. Has made it to third base in each at-bat. First pitch going to go inside, and that's going to hit him. It'll just hit Ty Gallagher, and 1 pitch and already 1 runner on base for Noah DeLuca.
I believe that's now a single, a walk, and a hit by pitch for Gallagher. So a little bit of a weird trifecta.
Getting on base any way he possibly can. And the Minnesota athlete now going to face the all-star for the Dutchmen and David Silva Jr. Brandon Fish ended his streak of getting on base, and Stallions looking to end Silva's as well. He's 2 for 2 with 2 singles. DeLuca checks the runner at second. That's Rogers. First pitch coming to Silva is going to be taken outside for a ball. And Silva, if you remember, in the last inning was retired on that diving stop from Evan Goforth at shortstop. DeLuca looking to throw his first strike of the day. 1-0 coming to Silva. It's going to be a check swing hit out towards that right side of the infield. Codier on the throw to DeLuca in time for that out number 3. Nice running throw from Max Codier to end the 4th.
And there was a little bit of confusion between Michelle and Cody on who would get that ball, but DeLuca using his smart instinct to try to go and cover that first base bag and just able to get that out and keep Reimer's earned runs to 2.
Dutchmen able to get on the board in this 4th inning. They get 2 to cross on that single from Young, but it's still a 6-2 Stallions lead. Don't go anywhere. 5th inning and more coming up from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. Saugerties Stallions baseball brought to you by Mike Yanta. Custom masonry and excavation. Excavation. All right, I'm going to get that right one time. Custom masonry and excavation. I got it. Did I get it?
There you go, but it's masonry.
I'm going to get that ad one time. And by Mirabella's Restaurant. perfect for friends and family tonight and every night, and on an ad that I actually got right.
There you go. There you go.
Stallions coming up to bat in this fifth inning. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 in the Stallion lineup. Jake Scrine going to lead things off.
Yeah, one thing to note here for Jack Wren, the longest he's finding himself, we're going into his third inning of work.
Scrine still looking for his first hit today. Has not gotten on base yet today. He's 0 for 2 with a fly out and a ground out. First pitch coming as Scrine's going to be cut on and missed for strike one on the low pitch from Wren. Scrine looking to extend his 3-game hitting streak. Still has a lot of time to get that first hit, but running out of time with every at-bat. 0-1 coming, and Jake going to go well high, and there's your chin music.
Whew. That was well in. A little bit of a delayed reaction from Scrine. He had to use his quick cat-like reflexes to really just duck out of the way of that one.
Scrine's got a big body, but he does have those cat-like reflexes.
Very agile for a man his size.
Count even at 1. Pitch coming from Wren as he swung on and missed for strike 2. Scrine had a chance to get that inside pitch, but just couldn't get the timing down. Stallions have struck out 4 times so far today compared to the Dutchmen's 1. Wren fires that 1-2. He swung on and missed for strike 3. Scrine couldn't catch up to that breaking ball, and there's one down.
Yeah, it seemed like Scrine, he was going down with a fight, trying to swing at every pitch, but Wren fooled him. Now officially in his longest outing of the season, 2 1/3.
And now Garrett Michelle looking to keep up his great day at the plate for the Stallions. He's 1 for 2, has reached base twice on a single and an error. First pitch coming to the lefties, and they go high. Michelle now on a 5-game hitting streak, going back to that doubleheader against the Boonville Baseball Club. Lefty on lefty matchup here in Albany. 1-0 on the way. He's going to go well outside.
Yeah, so far for Wren, his pitch count slowly creeping up into about the 30 range, and he's currently in 2 1/3.
There is some action in that Albany bullpen. 2-0 coming to Michelle, going to go high. So Michelle now in a great hitter's count.
Yeah, really staying patient at the plate. He's going to stay patient for at least one more pitch before he can get that bat off his shoulder.
Michelle hasn't walked much so far this year. He did walk once against Glens Falls in yesterday's game, the 3-0. Going to go inside, and there's ball 4. 4-pitch walk for Garrett Michelle, and that's now the 3rd time he's reached base in as many appearances.
And a different of an on-base trifecta as well. Single, walk, and now an error added on. So, as you said before, as if you can get on base, get on.
And that'll bring up Easton Bertrand, looking to hit a ball out of the infield for the first time today. He struck out and reached on a bunt single his last go-around. Bertrand now on a 3-game hitting streak of his own. First pitch coming to him from Wren is going to be taken for a strike on the outside. Bertrand not really happy about that call.
No, not at all. He seemed a little bit uneasy with that. He thought it just missed the outside edge.
Michelle getting a moderate lead out on first. Still 1 away. 0-1 now coming to Easton. That's going to be hit out towards the middle of the infield, and that gets in there for a base hit. Michelle able to get on to second, and that's now the 2nd hit of the day for Easton Bertrand.
Just a well-hit ball right up the middle, just getting past Wren, able to get it in between both Young and Rogers, where they couldn't even try to dive and make a play on it, but well done by Bertrand, able to keep a rally going.
That's now the 9th hit for the Saugerties Stallions today, and Evan Goforth looking to add on to that total. Goforth 0 for 1 so far with a walk and a flyout. It's a stolen base to his name as well. 2 on, 1 out for the Stallions on top of the 5th. Wren checks Michelle at second. First pitch now coming to Goforth, cut on and missed for strike 1.
And there's that aggressiveness that we've seen Goforth do on the very first pitch. It's a little bit of an unorthodox strategy, just going aggressive early on, especially with how conservative Colin Martin wants his players to be in the box.
Go forth behind in the count early 0-1. Pitch coming from Wren. It's going to be looked at low. Go forth's average was at 311 heading into today with 12 RBIs. Had 2 of those 2 days ago against Glens Falls. Stallions were off yesterday, so I have to remember that. Count even on Go forth. Pitch coming. It's be chopped out towards second. Rogers gets it on a high hop. Throw on to second for 1, and he'll keep the ball in his hand. So Go forth able to get on via the fielder's choice.
I mean, there it is. There's that bouncy infield grass that we've seen back in the first inning. Just high pop right up, and Rogers doing a great job to at least grabbing that ball straight up.
So Bertrand is retired, trying to go to second, and it'll keep runners at the corners for Kip Fugers. Fugers has yet to reach base so far today. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout. Michelle on at third, Go forth at first, still 2 away. First pitch coming from Wren is indeed just in there for a strike. That inside zone from the home plate umpire strikes again.
And it seems like with how positioned Fugers is on just getting off that batter's box line, it could be a little bit more wider on the inside.
0-1 as Go forth's on the move. That pitch going to be taken, and Go forth going to get in standing with a stolen base. Second time Go forth swiped the bag so far today, and there's now 2 runners in scoring position.
That's going to be huge here. Now 2 runners on Fugers. If he can just get some contact to go through a gap for a base hit, that can increase the Stallion lead.
Third stolen base overall for the Stallions today. 2 from Go forth, 1 from Jelani Rogers. 1-1 to Fugers, goes outside for ball 2. Fugers, we talked about it, has been on a long hitless streak so far. He's now 0 for his last 12. He's ahead in the count 2-1. Pitch coming to Kip. It's going to be taken low in the dirt.
There seems to be a stray ball rolling here, so I don't think that pitch is going to exactly count here, but and it will count.
Don't see why it wouldn't count. It was a pitch thrown to the catcher.
Yeah,
I don't think there was time called.
I don't know. I just saw the ball rolling. I didn't think they would count that with that going near the field of play.
Nonetheless, Fugers is ahead in the count 3-1. Nico Emery standing on deck should this inning keep going. He's got half of his catcher's gear on in case Fugers does get out. 3-1 now coming to Fugers. Going to be hit high out towards center field. Ranging towards that right side as well as Brill going to take charge in right, and he'll make the catch for that final out. Stallions get 2 runners on with a walk and a single, but no runs across the board, and it's still a 6-2 Stallions lead.
Yeah, it was well done right there, but the Stallions bats just not able to really get things going.
Dutchmen head up to bat back in the bottom of the 5th. Don't go anywhere. More action coming up from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. Saugerties Stallions baseball brought to you by Montano's Shoe Store. The best athletes, we're the best from Montano's. And by Peak Trading. Need it lifted up or tied down? Peak Trading has the supplies. And there is a successful ad read by me. I'm on a 1-inning hot streak.
Yeah, what's that word again?
Let's not talk about it. Instead, let's talk about Noah DeLuga heading back on the mound for his first full inning of work in the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, and this is going to be a huge inning for him, trying to keep this 4-run lead intact for the Stallions heading into the top of the 6th. And if that happens, it could provide a little bit of confidence in the bats from the Stallions because they started out hot but sizzled off.
DeLuga faced 2 batters to end the 4th inning, hit Gallagher with his first pitch, and then forced a ground out on Silva Jr. That'll be 4, 5, and 6 coming up for the Dutchmen, starting out with Chance Cheka.
And they're combined 2 of 6 with 2 singles. Anthony Ramo Jr. not able to grab a hit, but still managing to get on base via the walk.
Ramo Jr. does stand on deck. First, it'll be Cheka to face DeLuga. Middle infield playing very close to the grass in Goforth and Codier. First pitch coming, a chance going to be taken well outside from DeLuga. DeLuga has struggled to find the strike zone since entering in. He's now behind early on Cheka. Cheka 0 for 2 so far. First, that 1-0 pitch was fouled back. I stumbled on my words a little bit there.
Yeah, you okay, Logan? You've been stumbling a little bit. You doing all right?
I'm trying my best.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. English is hard sometimes.
Count now even from DeLuga to Cheka. Pitch coming. That's going to be hit hard out towards left field. Adams ranging towards his right, and he won't be able to make the grab. It'll drop in for a hit. Rogers gets there, and he'll throw it down to second to keep Cheka on with a single.
Yeah, and that's the smart play right there. It seemed like Adams, he was going to try to attempt a diving play, but he held off, made the mature play, just keep a runner on first base and try to force a double ball.
Now Anthony Ramo Jr. stepping up for the Dutchman. 0 for 1 so far today. He walked in his last appearance and grounded out to end the first. Dutchmen have 7 hits, but only 2 runs to show for it so far. DeLuga checking that runner. First pitch coming to Ramos, and they go low. DeLuga 4 balls to 2 strikes so far. DeLuga working quickly here. 1-0 coming. It's to be chopped foul out towards that car territory. I think that one was hit hard enough to maybe get out towards that range.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't really go out towards that range of cars, but regardless, still able to stay in the yard, and hopefully no one's insurance is going to be affected.
1-1 coming to Ramo. Is going to be a breaking ball that finds the zone for strike 2. Ramo Jr. coming into today with a .230 batting average. It's hitless against DeLuga so far this season. 1-2 coming from Noah is going to be chopped foul out towards the Stallion dugout, and that'll get by the kids that were waiting behind it.
And there they go. Like a flock of seagulls trying to look for food, they go crashing towards that foul ball.
We've seen road stadiums that offer little rewards if you catch foul balls. Haven't really heard anything about that from the Dutchmen.
No, probably the reward is the foul ball.
1-2 again coming from DeLuga is going to be taken outside in the dirt. Stopped nicely by Emery.
Yeah, and Emery doing a very good job of preventing these pass balls going. I mean, able to get out in front, keep his glove down, have it bounce up into his chest protector, and keep it in front and prevent any stolen bases against a very aggressive Dutchman team.
Ramo able to stay alive in this at-bat as DeLuga checks the runner. 2-2 coming. It's going to be a called strike 3 on the outside corner. First out of the inning for Noah DeLuga, his first strikeout of the day.
And that's a big strikeout right there. Now it opens up an opportunity for a double play ball to be hit right to either Codier, Fish, or Goforth.
Now in comes Austin Bodie. He's 1 for 2 so far with a single and a flyout. Still a runner on first with 1 out. First pitch coming from DeLuga is going to be a foul ball that finds the netting. Bodie just a 177 average from the catcher spot for the Dutchman so far this year. Michelle holding on Cheka at first. 0-1 from Noah. Finds the inner part of the zone on the breaking ball.
That was very well pitched right there by DeLuga. Able to just go a little bit slower, catch Bodie off guard, miss up his timing, and hit right on the outside breaking in.
DeLuga finding his rhythm in this at-bat. 0-2 coming from him, and that's going to be swung on and missed on a pitch that finds the dirt. Back-to-back strikeouts from Noah DeLuga, and there's 2 away.
And it seems like he might be finding his groove here, Logan, really trying to work it around.
That's the 3rd Dutchman to strike out in these past 2 innings. The only 3 strikeouts the Stallions have on the pitching side of things.
Yeah, and their last strikeout came all the way at the bottom of the order. In Zack Rainey struck out back in the fourth, one of Reimer's final outs in his outing.
And his only strikeout on the day as well, as Alex Brill heads up to the plate. First pitch coming to Brill is going to be taken inside for a strike. And that home plate umpire, he's been very consistent with those inside pitches.
I mean, good to see the consistency from the umpire. You don't see a lot of that anymore. Maybe consistently horrible. I'm looking at you, Angel Hernandez.
0-1 is going to be fouled out towards that first base side. Unnecessary call out, but maybe warranted.
I'm sure everyone else agrees with me, even yourself, Logan.
I will neither confirm nor deny that statement, but DeLuca just one strike away from ending this fifth inning. 0-2 coming at Brills. We swung on and missed for strike three. After that leadoff single, Noah DeLuca comes back and strikes out the side.
Wow. That was well placed right there by DeLuca, just going in and out, working all around the zone and honing in. Beautiful work.
Stallions in a groove so far in all aspects of the game today. Through 5, the Stallions hold a 6-2 lead. Don't go anywhere. 6th inning and more coming up from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. New pitcher coming on for the Albany Dutchmen as Jack Wren's day is done and Mario Pesca coming in.
Yeah, this is his second appearance against the Stallions, making his season debut in the PGCBL, only pitching 1 inning in that 13-8 loss back on July 4th. Got credited with that, and in 1 inning, gave up 2 hits, 1 run, a walk, and a strikeout in 6 batters faced.
And he'll hope to keep the Stallions off that scoreboard, which they've been off since back in the 2nd inning, but they still hold on to a 6-2 lead nonetheless.
Yeah, taking a look, only registering 4 hits out of their total 9 and leaving a total of 4 base runners on.
And it'll be 9-10-1 to open things up against Pesca. It'll be Nico Emery to lead things off. Emery just 0 for 1 so far in the day with a walk and a flyout. Amory came around to score on that walk.
He's been managing to do it on both sides of the plate for the Stallions.
First pitch coming, and Nico's going to be taken high for a ball.
One thing to notice with Pesca in that July 8th game against Mohawk Valley in 4 innings, no hits, no runs, 4 strikeouts with 2 walks.
Someone call that a pretty good day.
Pretty good outing, I'd say.
0-1 on the way to Nico is going to be hit out towards the right side of the infield, and that gets through for a base hit. Now 10 hits for the Stallions so far today, as Brill having trouble fielding that ball out in right field, but Amory stays on first nonetheless.
And taking a look here, leadoff hitters have usually turned out to be a good thing for the Stallions. 2 of 3 so far with the leadoff hit, most of them coming around to score.
Now TJ Adams coming up for Saugerties. The 10-man in this lineup is 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout. Looking to put a ball in play for the first time today. Pesca checking on Amory at first. First pitch coming to TJ's going to be hit out towards right field, but foul. And taking a quick look at Jack Wren's final line, went 3 innings, allowed 4 hits, no earned runs, and a walk and 2 strikeouts.
Pretty efficient outing, I'd say. Did his job. Let's see if the Dutchmen can really carry off of that, but good start for the Stallions.
0-1 to Adams is going to be checked. It'll be called a ball nonetheless. And Wren did a great job of cooling those hot Stallions off, and Pesca looking to put them on ice.
Yeah, but right now with a leadoff single to start things off, it could provide dangerous for the Dutchmen.
2-1 to Adams is going to be hit foul out over the Albany dugout. It's count now even at 2.
They're getting a good jump on the bat right now, and something to note is still someone else warming up in the bullpen for Albany.
So we'll see just how long Pesca can stay out here for the Dutchmen. He is their 3rd pitcher on the day. Pesca fires the 2-2. It's going to go well outside. Nice stop by Bodie at catcher, ranging to his right.
Yeah, and that's going to be a opportunity for Nico Emery to try to swipe that second base bag, not registering as a steal, but able to swipe that bag.
Emery does have quite a few stolen bases to his name so far this year. Full count pitch coming to Adams, and they go in the dirt for ball 4. Emery sprinting out towards second, and he'll think about making the turn to third, but he'll stay and take the extra bag.
And that was just a good, well-timed look for Emery. Just sprinting over, see if you could try to swipe that extra bag, put runners on the corners, and prevent the double play ball from happening. But just staying patient and making the smart move.
And that'll bring up Max Codier back to the top of the lineup for your Saugerties Stallions. And in case you were wondering, Nico Emery, he's a catcher. He has 2 stolen bases on the year.
Yeah, just the same amount that he put out when Oniana was trying to steal on him.
Now Codier going to be batting with 2 men on, still nobody out for the Stallions. First pitch coming to Max is going to go well outside. Codier 1 for 3 so far today, led off the game with a single, but since that he's struck out and flown out. Codier has hits in all but 2 of his games so far this year. One of them 2 days ago against Glens Falls, still had an RBI and 3 walks. 1-0 now to Codier is going to go inside for a strike.
You say no hits, only no hits in 2 games. I see getting on base a lot.
Yeah. The only game he hasn't gotten on base in was game 1 against the Utica Blue Sox. Went 0 for 3 with a strikeout in that game.
It happens, but still managing to get on base is huge.
Count now even on the second baseman for the Stallions. Pitch coming is going to go in the dirt, and Bodie having trouble finding it, and he goes behind him. Amory trying to go to third, the throw coming into second, and Adams is now in a rundown. Adams now trying to go to second, and he is still running back and forth. Adams now trying to go back to second after the throw back, and now he's sprinting on to second, but he's going to run in too young, and he'll be tagged out. So the wild pitch proves fruitful for Bodie, and the Stallions able to get an out.
Yeah, taking a look here on the official ruling, that's going to be ruled a 2-6-3-4-6-3 put out.
A lot of throws to get that out, but great work from the guys over on the Albany side of this booth to get that down.
Yeah,
a lot to track.
Very much, but heads-up play right there by the statistician in Albany, able to really track down who caught what, making sure that it was a very good play. And now a runner still 90 feet away, which is a huge thing.
Amory was able to get the extra base, which was huge, but Adams broke late trying to go to second, and once Bodie saw that, he immediately forgot about Amory, threw it over to second, which was the right throw.
I'm very curious as to see what Amory would have done. Would he have tried to gone over to home plate if the rundowns would have continued on? And I would be worried if I was one of the Dutchmen. I mean, Adams is a little bit of a bulkier guy, and that plow through seemed a little bit light, but still effective.
Instead, it is now a 2-1 count on Max Codier. Infield moving in on him, trying to protect that run from crossing. 2-1 coming to Codier. He's going to go well high. So Pesca able to find the catcher's mitt yet again. Amory now on third. Still just 1 out for the Stallions to work with. 3-1 coming. That's going to be chopped foul out towards that car territory, and that's definitely hitting something.
Eesh. I mean, that was just the sound effect of glass breaking, but I'd be very careful if I were you heading back to your car later tonight and happened to see a baseball through your windshield.
Some of those people maybe even being us
Oh,
as we drive back over to Saugerties later tonight.
We might have some explaining to do.
Infield still playing in. It's going to be a full count coming to Codier. Pitch coming from Pesca, and that's going to be fouled out towards that netting.
Well done by Codier trying to stay alive here. He saw a pitch that he liked, might as well take a swing at it, but it seems to be a little bit of an undercut from him.
Emery not really being held over on third. Still one out. Full count pitch coming to Codier again. It's going to be chop foul, another defensive swing from Max.
He seemed like he really wanted that, or maybe the bat rattled off his hands a little bit, but able to just stay alive is going to be a huge thing here, trying to prevent out number 2.
Pesca's already thrown around 15 pitches so far in his relief outings, only gotten one out to show for it. Codier now back in the box. Full count pitch again, and that's going to be another foul ball that gets over the netting and the press box.
Codier really working up Pesca's pitch count, able to just keep it up and up and up, staying alive in this very long at-bat.
These are at-bats you love to see if you're the Stallion bench.
Yeah, you got to get him hyped, and maybe this long at-bat is going to have Pesca think a little bit differently on how he's going to approach his sequencing, really trying to mess up the pattern here, show something a little bit different.
This will be the 9th pitch in this at-bat alone. Pesca fires that full count pitch, and that's hit out towards the left side. Emery going to stay on, and the throw on to first will be in time. So there's the ground out that the Dutchmen were looking for, and it's a long out for Codier that doesn't get the results he was looking for.
No, not at all, but it could bring something up like Jelani Rogers, who can use his sheer speed to really help get a runner on base and try to create that two-out magic that the Stallions really love to do.
Jelani Rogers looking to create some of that two-out magic as now the infield will be going back to their normal positions. Rogers 3 for 3 today with 3 singles. First pitch coming to Jelani is going to be a breaking ball that finds the middle of the zone.
Going to be a good first pitch to take, just kind of see what that breaking ball does. I wouldn't be surprised if Pesca comes back with a heater either on the outside edge.
This is the first 3-hit game of the season for Jelani Rogers, and only took him 4 innings to get there. 0-1 now to Rogers, and big swing and miss for strike 2. Rogers has been heating up all day and now look to send one over the moon.
Yeah, and this is not the first time that Rogers found himself down in the count with 2 strikes. Usually found himself in a 1-2 count, now down 0-2. Let's see how aggressive he does, because most of that has been successful tonight.
Actually, correction, this is his second time having a 3-hit game as he fouls the 0-2 pitch off. His other 3-hit game came back on June 22nd in Game 2 of the doubleheader against the Utica Blue Sox in Utica. Went 3 for 4 with 2 stolen bases.
I'd say that's pretty good, Logan.
Yeah. I'd say he's eclipsed that. He's an RBI today as well and a stolen base. 0-2 is going to be looked at outside. Pesca was already walking back towards the dugout. Instead, he'll have a few more pitches to throw.
I think that was one of those questionable pitches right there for the umpire, but as soon as he saw Pesca making his way to the dugout, he was like, no, you're staying out there.
So Rogers going to keep this at-bat alive. 1-2 to Rogers. That one well outside. And that's maybe a confidence breaker, as Pesca thought he was out of the inning, out of the jam. Instead, he's not done yet.
No, not at all. Rogers staying a little bit patient here and evening this count up at 2.
Emery still on at third. 2-2 to Rogers. That swung on and missed for strike 3. So the at-bat lasts 2 more pitches following that, and the Stallions are held scoreless in the 6th.
But those 2 pitches could be fatal to his arm because they could have been a little bit more wear and tear than what he's used to.
Stallions clinging on to a 6-2 lead in Albany as the Dutchmen head out to bat once again in the bottom of the 6th. Don't go anywhere. More action coming up from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. Saugerties Stallions baseball brought to you by Pretorius and Conrad, Civil and Environmental Engineering and Land Surveying, and by Rip Van Winkle Country Club. Bring your swing to the Rip. No DeLuga back out there for his second full inning of work here in the 6th inning, and he'll have the bottom of the Dutchmen lineup to face.
Yeah, and he managed to give up that leadoff single back in the 5th, but managed to strike out the rest of the side from there on out.
DeLuga already with 3 strikeouts on the day, all of them coming in a row, like you said. It'll be Jelani Rogers to open things up here in the bottom of the 6th. First pitch he'll see from DeLuga is going to be a breaking ball that gets in there for a strike. Rogers 0 for 1 so far today with a walk and a fly out. Managed to steal third base on a double steal the 4th inning. 0-1 is going to go just low.
Seems like DeLuga, he's varying his arm slots a little bit, whether going a little bit more from that 3/4 area to a sidearm action on some of his off speeds.
Count now even on Rogers at 1. Pitch coming from DeLuga is going to go low and away. Middle infield playing very close to the grass. Go forth basically on it at shortstop, as is Codier making his way out there. DeLuga still down to the count 2-1. 2-1 from Noah is going to be hit hard out towards the right side, but foul.
DeLuga doing a great job trying to jam Rogers a little bit inside and forcing him to take a hack at early.
DeLuga in that 2-strike count again, looking for his 4th K in a row. 2-2 from DeLuga is going to almost hit Rogers. He had to bounce out of the way of that one, but it is now a full count coming to him.
Looks like he was trying to go with a breaking ball on the inside of Rogers and have it break out, but a little bit of a lack of spin rate on that one as that just traveled in.
Full count pitch now from DeLuga is going to be chopped out towards the right side of the infield. Michelle ranging in. The flip on to DeLuga is just going to get him in time. There's one out to open up this bottom of the 6th inning for the Stallion defense.
And a little bit of a better communication this time between Michelle and DeLuga, which those little ground balls right around no man's land where it's between the second baseman or the pitcher, Michelle has had a little bit of a struggle deciphering whether he should go after that ball or try to sit back on that first base bag, but he did a great job of going immediately to that ball, hit right to him.
Now first pitch to Caden Shapiro is going to be right down the middle for strike 1. Shapiro 0 for 1 so far today with a fly out, and he was hit by a pitch his last time up. 0-1 now from DeLuga is going to go well outside and low.
I would see a little bit of a confidence here thing for DeLuga, just relying on that fastball immensely. We've seen it in previous pitching performances, but a little bit more variation as of late.
Count now even on Shapiro, the 1-1. It's going to go well inside as Shapiro has to kind of bounce out of the way of that one. Shapiro, a .256 hitter on the year so far with 10 RBIs. Coming over from Princeton University. 2-1 to him. It's going to go just low.
Ooh, I thought that was inside just enough. I mean, it could have been low, but I thought it was right height.
Home plate umpire disagreeing with you there, John.
That's why I'm up here in the booth.
3-1 now from DeLuga is going to be taken for a strike, and Shapiro already had his bat down. He was about a quarter of a way to first.
Yeah, I think it's one of those situations where it's like a questionable call, but just the fact that he managed to make that motion over to that first base bag, it was like, you're coming back.
He dropped his bat quickly, and he was sprinting basically to first. Full count pitch now from DeLuga is going to be chopped out towards shortstop. Go forth on one hop. Throw on to first will be in time for out number 2.
Justice served yet again, this time on a silver platter.
Back-to-back groundouts to open up this bottom of the 6th inning from DeLuga and the Stallions. Now the number 10 hitter in Zack Rainey going to be coming up for the Dutchmen. Rainey 0 for 2 so far with a flyout, and he was the lone strikeout victim from Bryce Reimer today. Lefty on lefty matchup. First pitch coming to Rainey is going to be outside for a strike. DeLuga has thrown just about 30 pitches so far in the day, has yet to allow a run. 0-1 now coming from is going to go well outside, and I'll get by the catcher, Emery.
Yeah, that's nothing to worry about. Just having that one pass ball is better to have it with no one on.
You said it, John. No harm, no foul with no one on base.
And no pun intended with that one.
DeLuga's retired 5 consecutive batters. The 1-1. Going to go outside again, but Emery going to hold on to that one.
Yeah, it seems like DeLuga's having trouble trying to figure out that outside edge, especially on these lefties. Lefty-on-lefty action happening here.
Something I said at the start of the at-bat, but you can say it again. The 2-1 now from DeLuga is going to be hit out towards shallow right field, but foul. Michelle trying to find it. He'll make the grab in foul territory. Another 1-2-3 inning from Noah DeLuga to set the Dutchmen down in the 6th.
And he's seeming to be finding a groove here early on. Let's see if the Stallion bats can repay him.
7th inning coming up. The Stallions still holding on to that 6-2 lead in Albany. Don't go anywhere. Still more Stallions baseball to come from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. New pitcher on the bump for the Albany Dutchmen, the 4th arm they've thrown so far today, as Hunter Harris from Santa Ana College will be coming in to face the Stallion lineup in the 7th.
Yeah, so far a 7.10 ERA on the year in 6 1/3 innings pitched, 7 strikeouts, 12 walks on 6 hits, and his last time out against Geneva on the 6th. In 2 innings, gave up 3 hits with 2 earned runs, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts, and only 14 batters faced, so he's looking for a different page here in his season.
And he takes over from Mario Pesca, who only pitched 1 inning for the Dutchmen. He allowed 2 runners to reach, but didn't allow a run.
No, only allowing 1 hit with a walk and a strikeout on the day.
And Harris going to have a tough task ahead of him. 3, 4, and 5 coming up in the Stallion lineup. Starting out with Brandon Fish. Fish, one of the 3 Stallion All-Stars for the midseason mark in the East Division, joining Colson Buchanan, who is no longer with the team, and James Riley.
No, but Colson Buchanan, I mean, you could tell early on that he was going to be a great pitcher, and unfortunately, he had to be shut down to try to save his arm because he might be a very useful tool for the Wofford Terriers coming up in the next baseball season in the NCAA.
And if you remember, his last start was probably his best, if not definitely his
one of their best,
against these Dutchmen back at Canton Field.
I believe that earned him the Ulster Savings Player of the Game that day.
He went 6 innings, struck out 7 in a scoreless outing from him, but now one of the other All-Stars from the Stallions looking to provide an impact here. First pitch coming to Fish is going to go well low. Fish is 2 for 3 so far today, 2 singles in these first 2 innings, and he flew out his last time up.
I think out of all the Ulster Savings Players of the games, the only one who hasn't been the player of the game that's an All-Star is Fish.
1-0 is well outside, and before we actually made those graphics, Fish, the last time we were here, was our player of the game. I interviewed him. It went on Twitter and everything.
Yes, that is true.
2-0 now to Fish. Right down the middle for strike 1.
So we might have to do it again, this time repay him with a graphic this time around.
There was no graphic, but there was an interview.
Yeah, check out
from yours truly.
Yeah, check out the Stallions Twitter and Instagram and even Facebook to see what graphic we're talking about.
2-1 to the lefty, and that's going to be chopped out towards shortstop. Young ranging in with gloved hand. Glove hand throw on to first will be in time. Nice pick from Shapiro over at first for out number 1. Now Jake Skrine coming up.
Yeah, it was a well-pursued ball by Young, able to just get out in front of it, make the quick transfer over, and keep Fish off the base path. But still 3 RBIs, still doing more damage than the Dutchmen have thus far.
And it's been a rough day for Jake Skrine so far. He's 0 for 3 with a fly-out, ground-out, and a strikeout. Skrine entered this game red hot, and so far we haven't really seen that bat pop off like we have in recent days. First pitch coming from Harris to Skrine is going to find the inside part of the zone. Harris entering today with a 7.11 ERA, 7 strikeouts through his 6 1/3 innings pitched this season. Oh, 1 now to Scrine is going to have him get out of the way of that one for a ball.
Yeah, it seems like Harris, he really wanted to locate that one. He seems a little bit mad at himself, trying to figure out, like, I really wish I could have got that a little bit more in on the strike zone.
Let's count now even on the Stallion DH. 1-1 from Harris. Scrine going to hit that one foul out towards the Albany dugout.
I don't know what that hit. It sounded like it thudded off something. I don't know if that would be a roof or a car.
We don't really have the vision of what it would have hit off of.
No, we're just blocked off by some trophies in here.
Yeah.
I don't think
what those trophies are for, I don't know.
I don't think any of them PGCBL. I could be wrong.
1-2 to Scrine. He just gets a piece of that one foul out towards the backstop, and he stays alive.
Pizza, pizza. Pizza, pizza.
Yeah, none of these trophies really PGCBL. A lot of 16U, a lot of
Yeah, they do.
underclass trophies.
Yeah, they might share this with like a Legion travel team or the local high school.
Scrine still down at the count 1-2. Pitch coming. He hits that one foul just to the left of the third baseline.
Yeah, he's making sure that his bat didn't break on that one, but it was a well-hit ball.
So yeah, Scrine just a little bit early on that one. 6 runs, 10 hits, and an error for the Stallions. 2 runs, 7 hits, and an error for the Dutchmen. It's the top of the 7th inning here in Albany. Scrine still down at the count 1-2. Pitch from Harris is going to be hit out towards right field, and that drops for a base hit. Jake Scrine joins the party. That's his first hit on the day.
And I believe that now leaves only one player who has yet to reach on base for the Stallions, being Kip Fugers.
Fugers, the number 8 hitter, probably see him possibly this inning, definitely next inning, should the Stallions go down in order. Instead, it'll bring up Garrett Michelle. And unlike Fugers, Michelle has reached base in all 3 of his appearances so far with a single, a walk, and he reached on an error. First pitch coming to Michelle is going to be fouled out towards the backstop. Michelle's average just over that 280 range coming today. 3 homers, 19 RBIs. It's definitely been one of the biggest surprises for the Stallions so far in these recent weeks.
And he has been one of the young guns in this batting order.
0-1 as Scrine's going to be on the move. The pitch was low in the dirt. The throw in from Bodie will not get Scrine, who gets in standing. It's a Benson steal for Jake Scrine, and there's now a runner in scoring position.
And that's something you don't really see too often with Scrine. I mean, taking a look, only 3 stolen bags on the year. Make it 4 now.
It's great hustle there from Jake Scrine, the Stallion cleanup man. And it's a 1-1 count now to Garrett Michelle. Harris checks and delivers. Michelle gets out of the way, but it's a called strike in the inside regardless.
Yeah, it seemed like that looked a little bit higher than Michelle anticipated. He ducked over his waist to move out of the way, but it seemed like it went up.
Scrine getting a good lead off at second. No one really holding him on. Michelle trying to battle back in the count. The 1-2. He gets out of the way, but it's a called strike on the inside. Michelle goes down looking, and there's 2 away in the top of the 7th.
And it seemed like it was that same pitch that Michelle was a little bit questionable on earlier.
That'll bring up Easton Bertrand. The right fielder for the Stallions is 2 for 3 so far with 2 singles. One of them came on the bunt variety.
Using his speed to get on those base paths, similar to Jelani Rogers.
Scrine still on at second with 2 away. First pitch now coming to Bertrand. That's going to be chopped over the middle, and that's going to get through for a base hit. Scrine on his way home. The throw is not going to come in there. Scrine goes in uncontested. It's an RBI single for Easton Bertrand. Now he's on the way to second as the throw got away, and he gets another base there. Great hustle from Easton Bertrand to get an extra base out of that, and it's now a 7-2 Stallion lead.
And you could see Hunter Harris on the mound. He's throwing his glove around in disappointment, and taking a look, his pitching coach is going to come out here and try to calm him down. He just seems very aggravated after what just happened.
Yeah, the throw from Rainey at center just went well over everyone's head in the infield, and Bertrand had the eye. He was able to use the presence of mind and take the extra base. He was sprinting down that line from first to second. Great hustle from him.
Yeah, and I'd be very worried for the Dutchmen with all these anger issues all coming out here on the mound, and you want your pitcher to be cool, calm, and collected on the mound, not throwing a little bit of a fit like early years of Garrett Cole.
You had to throw in a Pirates reference, didn't you?
A little bit. The opportunity presented itself, but would it be considered a Pirates reference or a Yankees reference?
Well, you said early Garrett Cole, and early Garrett Cole is probably going to be Pirates.
Probably, but still, anger issues. You got to control it.
As the Easton Bertrand hit will be ruled a single, got an extra base on the throw. And now Evan Goforth looking to keep the inning going. That was the 12th hit on the day for the Stallions, and their first run since all the way back in the second. Now Goforth hitting with a runner on second and 2 outs. First pitch coming to Evans, and they go well low, and Bertrand on the way to third. The throw is lobbed in, and he's able to steal the extra bag. Some more great hustle shown by Easton Bertrand as the pitch didn't really get too far away from Bodie, but he was sprinting down that line.
No, it just seemed like a little bit of a lackadaisical kind of like motion right there, just kind of like, all right, and just kind of looked over too late. Bertrand was already halfway to that bag.
So now a runner just 90 feet away with 2 outs in the top of the second.
First run scored for the Stallions since that second inning.
1-0 coming to Goforth. He's going to look at that breaking ball in there for a strike. Goforth still looking for his first hit on the day. He's reached base twice on a walk and a fielder's choice. Also has 2 stolen bases. So he's been very productive today. Count now even on Evan. 1-1 from Harris. He's going to get inside, and that'll be called a ball.
Yeah, great job by Goforth, just kind of ducking out of the way of that one, keeping this at-bat live, and getting yourself out ahead once again.
Goforth's average comes in today at .311. 2-1 now for Goforth. He has to duck out of the way. A little chin music there from him, and he's now ahead 3-1.
Yeah, I think just having that temper, losing your tempo here has really kind of affected Harris's location on the strike zone. He's been going a little bit inside, up and in sometimes, maybe on the outside edge. Really can't find a way to hone in.
A 3-1. Well inside, and there's ball 4. The third time Evan Goforth has reached base so far today, and the inning stays alive for Kip Futures.
Futures having a good opportunity to try to get at least on base here for the Stallions. Maybe drive in a run with, I believe that's Bertrand, 90 feet away.
John, you're talking about it earlier. Futures, the only Stallion to not reach base so far today. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout and 2 flyouts. Looking to celebrate his commitment to the University of Evansville in the right way. First pitch now coming to Kip. Big cut and miss for strike 1.
Something I've noticed with Kip's swing, he sort of like fades away when he's trying to step out and then swing. He needs to really try to step in a little bit more and drive that ball back out instead of stepping away.
0-1 now coming from Harris. The runner going to be on the move and Goforth, and there won't be a throw. Third time Goforth's been on base. His third stolen base today. Third Benson steal.
Oh, he could rob a bank with all these steals as he's been getting up today. Been able to just read what Cray has been delivering, try to prevent that double ball play, and now 2 runners in scoring position.
And the pitch was a ball, so the count's going to be even on Futures. 2 runners in scoring position with 2 outs. 1-1 coming from Kip. He checks his swing, but it's a called strike on the inside. Harris has already thrown close to 20 pitches so far in this inning, a little bit over that. One-two on the way as he swung on and missed for strike 3. So Futures strikes out for the second time in this game, but not before the Stallions tack on another run to their scoreboard today.
Yeah, but that's going to be a huge insurance run here for the Stallions heading into the 7th inning stretch. Maybe DeLuga could really get things going here, save maybe an arm or two for tomorrow against Glens Falls.
It's stretch time in Albany. The Stallions still holding on to a 7-2 lead over the Dutchmen. Don't go anywhere. More action coming up from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. Saugerties Stallions baseball brought to you by Saugerties Athletic Association, where having fun is what matters. And by Stella Artois. Grab an ice cold Stella at the Stallions watering trough.
I mean, seems like the Stallions are going to kick back a little bit, maybe grab a few Stellas for the fans back at home as they currently have a 7-2 lead.
And Noah DeLuga looking to keep the lead right where it is. He's back out for yet another inning. He's retired his last 6 batters. That's now going to be 1, 2, and 3 to lead things off for Albany, starting out with Tyler Young. Young has both of the Dutchmen runs so far on a single back in the 4th. He's 2 for 3. First pitch he'll see from DeLuga is going to be a check swing that's going to be called a strike. And Young was the last batter that Reimer faced on his day, and it really was a good day. He allowed a few runners to reach, but he didn't allow any runs until that Young single. 0-1 from DeLuga. To be outside, it's called a strike.
Really seems like he's honing in on his off speeds, really working it all around and making sure that he can really try to work a heater right down the middle to catch Young off guard, because after those 2 off speeds, that fastball is going to look a lot faster.
DeLuga has a sign from Emery. 0-2 on the way from Noah. It's going to be hit out towards right field. That gets over Codier for a base hit. The 3rd hit of the day for Tyler Young. Another leadoff man reaches in this game.
And that's going to be a little bit of a missed opportunity, but a double play ball still in effect for DeLuga.
And that'll bring up Ty Gallagher, who has not been retired yet so far today. Has a single, a walk, and it was hit by a pitcher's last time up.
An interesting trifecta for Ty Gallagher. Let's see if he can try to get on via a fielder's choice.
He has not made it past that 3rd base bag yet today, where he's gotten twice. As Amer going to have a quick mound visit with Noah DeLuga. And the home plate umpire going to quickly stop that meeting, as it wasn't a long one. There was no coach on there. It was just pitcher and catcher.
Yeah, basically, I think it's more of like an action of just like, all right, maybe we're going to try a little bit of difference of sequencing, maybe some different signs, try to go maybe 2 is a fastball, maybe chase the 2, chase the 1.
DeLuga looking to set down Gallagher for the first time today. First pitch coming from him is a bunt that he pulled back for a ball. Gallagher was the first man to face DeLuga, and he was that hit by pitch that DeLuga allowed. He got out the next batter in Silva to end the inning, however. It's behind on Gallagher, 2-0. Pitch coming to Gallagher. Going to go well low and away. It's now a 3-0 count to Gallagher.
Yeah, now Gallagher staying patient here, trying to get on base for the 4th time tonight and put DeLuga in quite the pickle.
Three-ball count from DeLuga. Pitch on the way, and it's a check swing, but a called strike. DeLuga just caught the outside with that one.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why Gallagher was trying to swing at that one. He had a 3-0 count here. He could have hauled off for a little bit longer.
Young on at first, not getting a big lead out there. No one out. DeLuca checks the runner. 3-1 coming. It's a big swing and miss for strike 2.
And now DeLuca has him right where he wants him. Maybe try to throw him off with a little bit of a fastball on the outside edge and have him chase.
DeLuca's battle back from down 3-0 to now a full count on the Dutchman extra hitter. Full count pitch coming. It's going to be taken for a called strike 3. DeLuca paints that inside part of the zone. That's his 4th strikeout today.
I believe, as our partner Kyle McMullen likes to say on the broadcast, Sherwin-Williams.
Kyle McMullen working the camera today. A very popular Kyle McMullen at that.
Yeah, I mean, very popular. I think he's got a fan favorite in the comment section. We see you. We see you. You know who you are.
Now they'll bring up Silva Jr. for another at-bat. The All-Star is 2 for 3 so far. Was retired for the first time by DeLuca to end the 4th. First pitch coming to Silva's going to be taken for a strike right down the middle.
Nice off speed. Kind of looked like Silva was sitting fastball, holding off a little bit longer, and then mistimed it as the ball was entering that strike zone plane.
Young starting to expand on his lead out at first. 0-1 on the way as Young's on the move. Pitch outside. The throw's going to be bounced in by Emery. The tag is not in time. Goforth was able to get there, or excuse me, that was Codier was able to get there, but Young just too fast, and it's a stolen base.
Yeah, and that was a well-placed throw right there by Emery off the hop. Codier managing to get a glove on it and try to apply the tag at the same time. Just a little bit too late.
So now the Dutchmen have a runner in scoring position with just 1 out. Count even on Silva. 1-1 from DeLuca is going to be well outside. Emery having to move to his right to make that grab. And that hit by Easton Bertrand all the way back in the top of the inning, it was called a single and then another error by the center fielder. Now the second error that Rainey has on the day today. Now 2-1 coming to Silva. Is going to be a check swing, but a called strike. He went too far, and the pitch was down the middle.
Yeah, it looked like it was a well-placed pitch. DeLuca not too worried with Young on that second base bag, just kind of slowing down his tempo, looking for it, and then firing.
So DeLuca has another hitter in a 2-strike hole. Looking to strike out Silva for the first time today. DeLuca checks back. And he has the runner in a rundown, as that was a great pickoff move, but Young able to make it back all the way to second, and it's a missed opportunity from the Stallions.
Yeah, I don't know why DeLuca was trying to motion over to Brandon Fish, maybe a missed throw. I would have said just try to crawl over to that second base bag so you could try to get him in a little bit of a pickle and get that second out.
Stallions had the rundown. It was a beautiful pickoff move from DeLuca, but get nothing out of it as Young just stays on at second. And Young getting another big lead out in that bag. DeLuca checking back again. 2-2 coming. That's going to be taken just inside and low. It's another full count now, worked by the Dutchman on DeLuca. Codier loosely holding on to Young at second. Full count pitch on the way to Silva. That's hit hard out towards right field. Bertrand racing back for that one, and he misses that one. That is able to hit the wall. Young held up, and he's going to be held up at third. He was going halfway, but he's unable to go home on the ball that got by Bertrand, so it's going to be a double off the bat of Silva Jr. and no run score on it.
And it seemed like Bertrand was really trying to track it. That ball was slowly going over to that fence, kind of miscued where it was going to land, out of his glove, hit off the wall, bobbled it a little bit before finally making that throw, but still putting that runner on third.
It will be ruled a double. At first glance, it looked like Bertrand was able to track that one down, kind of running a long way for it, but you saw it just kind of get over his glove, and it led to that double, but it's tough base running from Young. I mean, not really much you can do on it. Kind of have to go halfway as the first pitch now coming to Chance Checo's going to be taken outside. And there is now action in that Stallion bullpen. And it will be Drake Quinn, who's had a lot of rest up to this point and could be asked or called upon to save this game for the Stallions. 1-0 coming to Cheka, and that's going to miss on the inner half of the zone.
Ooh, I thought that was well placed right on the plate, maybe a little bit too high.
DeLuca has already gone 2 2/3 so far today. See if Colin Martin, Rich Doobie will ask him to go much more. 2-0 now to Cheka. That's hit out towards the left side of the infield. Goforth going to try to go for third. Fish now on a Codier, and he's going to be safe. Goforth tried to go for the lead runner. They did not get him. A run comes in to score, and it's now 7-3 Stallion lead.
I'm not entirely sure what the decision-making was there. Why not try to get the easy out at first? You do have a 5-run lead here going on. Get that second out. Now you only have 1 out to work with. Trade in and out for a run, but Stallions, maybe just a little bit of a mental mistake right there by Goforth.
Goforth, it would have been a close play out at first, but he would have most likely had that runner. The good thing is he does keep that runner in Silva on at second as Anthony Ramo Jr. steps in. And time will be called by the home plate umpire. Ramo Jr. so far, he is 0 for 2 with a ground out, a walk, and a strikeout. Stallions still clinging to a 4-run lead. That run they got in the 7th has now quickly been taken off the board. First pitch coming to Ramos. The runner's on the move. The throw coming to Emery at third. He's not going to get there. That's another double steal pulled off by the Dutchman.
Dutchmen getting really aggressive on the base pass, really trying to emphasize the runners in scoring position and try to get runs as much as they can.
Silva was able to move up to third, and Cheka kind of shadowed him and followed him over to second. So now 2 runners in scoring position. The pitch to Ramo Jr. was a ball, so he's ahead 1-0. Pitch now coming to him, and it's a big cut and miss for strike one. Excuse me. Count now even on Ramo Jr. 1-1 coming, well outside.
DeLuca losing his touch a little bit. I'm not sure. I feel like the Stallions are going to let him ride out the rest of this inning here, maybe try to get something going here. But the defense, like they backed Reimer, not really trying to back up DeLuca here.
DeLuca behind in the count now 2-1. Pitch on the way, and that's going to catch the outer part of the zone for strike 2. But in the 7th inning, it's been 3 hits, 1 extra base hit, and a strikeout. He struck out the second hitter DeLuca did in this inning. That's the only out he's gotten so far. 2-2 count coming to Ramo Jr. DeLuca kicks and fires, and that's going to get just low. Full count. And if Ramo Jr. were to get on, that tying run would be on deck in Bodie.
DeLuca, got to be careful here with your sequencing.
Full count pitch from DeLuca to be hit foul out towards that car territory, or is going there until it hit one of the stadium lights and went back to the Stallion dugout.
Ooh.
They went back into one of the Stallion players' directions. I can't quite tell who that was. I think maybe Javon Ray.
It looks like he's grabbing that ball right now. Hopefully he's doing all right.
He seems to be walking just fine back towards that dugout. It'll be another full count pitch coming from DeLuca to Ramo Jr. DeLuca delivers. That's hit out towards Goforth again at shortstop. He'll pick up, throw to third again, and this time they'll get the force out. Another run scores for Albany, but that force out is retired, so there's 2 away in the bottom of the 7th.
And I think that's what Goforth really hoped would happen there the last time he tried to go with the force out. So a little bit of a better executed play, maybe learning from his mistakes of the last time.
So now it'll bring up Bodie the catcher. First pitch coming to him is going to be well outside. Bodie so far in the day is 1 for 3 with a single, a flyout, and a strikeout. Sitting with a runner on first and 2 away. 1-0 from DeLuga as we hit out towards the left side, and that'll get foul into the Stallion bullpen.
Looking like the kids are running out there still. A lot of hustle from the younglings out in the stands.
It evens the count now on Bodie. DeLuga struck him out in the middle of that 5th inning where he struck out the side. 1-1 coming to the catcher, and it's going to go well high. Runner on at first is Ramo Jr. not getting a big lead as Michelle is holding him on that first base bag.
No, it's looking like Michelle is doing a great job to try to maintain his distance to that first base pillow.
DeLuga fires the 2-1. He's going to go outside. Nice stop by Emery where he's to his left.
Emery doing a good job trying to keep the ball from going away. I believe he only has one pass ball, and that happened to be with no one on, so no harm, no foul, as you say.
Bodie in a good hitter's count so far. The 3-1 upcoming. It's going to be taken for a called ball 4. That one just missed the zone, and now out comes Colin Martin.
Yeah, it seems like DeLuga's day will be done here, and Drake Quinn might be entering.
Who's coming in for the Stallions?
No.
Should DeLuga stay in? Find out after this. Don't go anywhere. More Stallion baseball coming from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. It's another Dallas Hot Wieners call to the bullpen for the Saugerties Stallions, and I know we left you fans on a bit of a cliffhanger before that break, but Drake Quinn will be coming in for your Stallions.
Yeah, Drake Quinn, 2.07 ERA, 0-1 record in 13 innings, 13 strikeouts, 10 walks in his last outing against Utica in Game 1 of that 1-1 tie. 2 innings, 1 run allowed on 2 hits with 3 strikeouts and 9 batters. So he's looking to carry on from his performance back then.
Quinn been one of the more reliable Stallion relievers so far this year. Going to be making his 9th appearance so far this season as a 2.08 ERA and 13 strikeouts in as many innings pitched.
Yeah, he's ready to get things going here. I mean, you see a little bit on his glove hand. He likes to jitter that around like he's worked up on some caffeine. He's just fired up, always ready to go.
He's made 2 appearances against the Albany Dutchmen so far this year. One on opening night where he allowed 5 walks and 3 runs in 1 inning, and one just 11 days later where in 1 2/3 innings pitched had 1 hit, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts, no runs at all.
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty good performance here coming out of the pen, I'd say.
It's really a tale of 2 different stories.
It absolutely is.
And now, just like in Noah DeLuga's appearance, Drake Quinn going to be tasked to get 1 out to end the 7th and strand some of these Dutchmen runners and keep it a 3-run lead for the Stallions, keep it at 7-4.
Absolutely. I mean, just able to use 3 arms against a team like the Dutchmen, who a little bit closer in the standings, especially all the way falling down to 5th place on the season.
You say 5th place, but it's a really close 4-team race.
It is.
For 2nd and 5th place, and one where Mohawk Valley is ahead on us and Saugerties and Oneonta by less than a game, I believe, and then Albany's behind those 2 teams a little bit less than a game as well. And it'll be Brill, the first hitter to face Drake Quinn. First pitch for him is going to be outside for a ball. Brill so far today, he is 0 for 2 with a flyout, strikeout, and a walk. Runners on 2nd and 1st. with 2 away, and Nico Emery going to have a quick talk with his Marist teammate.
Yeah, it looked like a little bit of mix-up on the signs. They're going to try to game plan, strategize here to see what's going to work, what's not, and try to get the job done here, leaving 2 runners on.
Alex Brill hitting .209 on the year so far with a home run and 6 RBIs, and he represents the tying run. Taking a quick look at Noah DeLuga's line, he pitched 3 innings, allowed 3 hits, 2 earned runs, a walk, and 4 strikeouts.
And I believe he's responsible for those 2 on base right now.
Yes, he is.
I'm learning.
So it could be more earned runs. 1-0 now to Brill. It's going to be just high of the zone. Quinn not missing by much early on.
No, not at all. He's looking like he's just missing that strike zone, but it could be an effect of how tight the umpire has his plane of strike. A little bit of a different word, I'd say.
Quinn checks the runner at second. The 2-0. Just high for ball 3. Quinn struggling with his command early on as he just entered the game, and the winning run would be on deck if he allows Brill to get on. And we've seen the clutch home runs that Jelani Rogers has hit here in Albany against the Stallions. Quinn looking for the zone. The 3-0, well high, and there's ball 4. Stallions have the bases loaded with Jelani Rogers coming up.
And that's a little bit of a common theme with all these pitchers coming in, really trying to work around the zone, find what the umpire likes and dislikes, and it's like, all right, this is what he likes, this is not what he dislikes. All right, let's try to hone in, try a little bit of a different sequence from here on out.
Jelani Rogers had a walk-off home run very early in the season against these Stallions in extra innings. And now with a chance to provide some more late-game magic of his own. First pitch to Hilsey, and that's going to hit him. Got him in the lower part of the body, and that's going to bring in a run. It's now 7-5 Stallions, and out comes Rich Doobie.
Yeah, I think Doobie's going to have a conversation with Quinn to see what's up with him. It seemed like he had a little bit of a good bullpen session when he was warming up and trying to see if it's going to be more of like a control issue, a lack of grip on the ball. Because we seen with Reimer earlier on, he just had trouble trying to hold on to his ball, and his breaking pitches did not really break at all. The spin rate was relatively lower.
Stallions led by as much as 6-0 and 7-2, and it is now a 7-5 lead, and the bases still remain loaded for Caden Shapiro.
Yeah, and so far for Shapiro, coming in, managed to go 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch, a fly out, and a ground out.
Shapiro has been hit before, and another hit would bring in an Albany run as Doobie and Nico Emery heading back to their respective positions.
First baseman for Princeton, number 1, Caden Shapiro.
Drake Quinn has thrown 5 consecutive balls. 4 of them resulted in a walk, and the other one resulted in a hit by pitch.
Yeah, maybe it's kind of like a, hey, listen, you're in quite a jam right now. Let's get out of it. Fresh new inning for you. Let's go.
Quinn gets set. First pitch coming to Shapiro, and that misses his own as well. That one a little bit low. It's been 6 consecutive balls now thrown by Drake Quinn. Has a sign from Amory. The 1-0, and he tries to bunt, and that's going to find the dirt, but Amory able to find it very quickly to keep the runners right where they are. Interesting to try to bunt there.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of an unorthodox way. I mean, maybe bunt it at just a spot where it's going to roll up and draw everyone towards the line and have everybody safe and make this a one-run game.
There is action in the Albany bullpen as Quinn continues to struggle early on in his relief outing. The 2-0, Shapiro tries to bunt and pulls back again for ball 3. And it's now 7 consecutive balls, 8 consecutive balls, I believe now.
It is 8 consecutive, I believe. That 4-pitch walk and then the hit by pitch, and now a 3-0 count here to Shapiro.
Ladies and gentlemen, math. Quinn desperately looking for the zone, the 3-0. Shapiro tries to bunt, and that goes well low of him. And there's another 4-pitch walk, which makes it a 1-run game.
I believe those 2 runs go towards Noah DeLuga.
Yes, they do, which makes Noah DeLuga's line look a little bit worse on the day. And now the 10th hitter coming up for the Dutchmen in Zack Rainey. Rainey 0 for 3 so far today with a fly-out, a pop-out, and a strikeout. It's been 9 straight balls thrown by Drake Quinn. There's actually going to be a pinch hitter coming on.
Nick Schwartz is coming in, Logan.
Nick Schwartz, one of the catchers on the Dutchmen lineup, going to get a chance to hit in Zack Rainey's spot. So Rainey's day is done. Schwartz coming over from Southern New Hampshire University. He led his team in batting average with a .406 clip. Had 9 home runs as well. And first pitch to him is going to be low. It's now 10 in a row for Drake Quinn.
And it seems like it's a little bit of a similar situation that Ryan Parker had in his first appearance against the Oneonta Outlaws. Had trouble finding the strike zone and could not seem to really hone in until later on.
1-0. And there's your first strike of the day for Drake Quinn. Took 11 pitches, but here we are.
I mean, that's got to be a few good. It's like, all right, I finally found the strike zone. Let's get back to the basics here to really try to work on the sequence.
Schwartz, a .240 hitter on the year so far. The 1-1 coming to him. Let's be hit out towards shallow right field. In comes Bertrand. He'll let that one go on a hop. The tying run's in to score, and it's now a 7-7 game on the RBI single from Nick Schwartz.
And that's a huge RBI single now. And now we officially have batted around in the order.
And Tyler Young, the man who led off this inning, now coming back up. He led this inning off with a single. And the Stallions, who once led this game by a 6-run cushion, are now finding themselves in a whole new ball game. Rich Doobie pacing back and forth in that Stallion dugout, or right outside of it, rather. First pitch coming to Young's going to be taken inside for a strike. I mean, it's been quite a while, John, since we've seen Drake Quinn struggle like he is right now.
Yeah, absolutely. He's been dealing on the mound in relief. I don't know what happened to him, whether it was something he ate or his routine.
0-1 from Quinn, and that almost gets Young, and that would have brought in the go-ahead run, but instead it's a ball. Young 3 for 4 today with 3 singles. 1-1 now to Young's and be outside for ball 2. That go-ahead run stands on at third, and you see all the life that the Stallions had just kind of slowly gone. Quinn behind in the count 2-1. Pitch on the way, and that's a big cut and miss for strike 2. Young had big intentions with that swing, and Quinn is now just 1 strike away from getting out of the jam.
Yeah, it seems like he was really trying to go upstairs, climb the ladder on that one, and try to put one into the outfield, try to drive in that go-ahead run, but to no avail.
Count even at 2 to Young. Quinn fires. Big swing and miss for strike 3. Quinn strands the bases loaded, but not before the Dutchmen tack on 5 runs to tie the game up at 7.
Yeah, that's a bad inning for the Stallions, putting up a 5 spot down in the bottom of the 7th. We have a brand new ball game here, Logan.
Stallions will look to wake up the bats in the top of the 8th. Don't go anywhere. A lot more baseball to come. It's a whole new ball game. Don't go anywhere. More action to come from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. Saugerties Stallions baseball brought to you by Steyer's, celebrating over 50 years of keeping you on the road, and by the facility, promoting physical fitness and athleticism in a fun and safe environment. Stallions have some work to do after finding themselves up in the scoreboard all game long. It is now a tie game at 7.
Yeah, and that has to do with the pitching. It was a little bit of erratic, not really trying to find the strike zone. Quinn throwing 10 straight balls before finding strike number 1.
It'll be 9, 10, and 1 coming up for your Saugerties Stallions. Nico Emery going to be the first man to face Hunter Harris this inning. Emery 1 for 2 with a single and a walk. His single led off the 6th inning. Harris back out for inning number 2, where he allowed a run his first inning. First pitch now coming to Nico's, and to be low for a strike. Tried to call that one a ball, and Nico Emery disagreeing as well.
Yeah, but Amory really trying to settle in here and try to get on Harris's temper management, really trying to make him a little bit more flustered than he's used to.
Easton Bertram made him pretty temperamental in the last inning, as that pitch, no question about it, is in the dirt.
Absolutely. That thing was spiked right in front of home plate, and Amory had to step back, get away from that one.
It's count now even on Nico, but yeah, after that Easton Bertrand single and then error, you saw Harris kind of slam his glove to the ground. The 1-1 to Nico, and he has to get out of the way of that one little chin music, and it's now a 2-1 count.
Really seems like Harris is trying to target that inner edge for each Stallion batter, especially on the right-hand side, try to push him off the plate in. A little bit of too many close calls from what I've seen.
Action continuing the Albany pen. 2-1 to Nico. Inside for a strike. Nico entered today a 189 hitter with 3 RBIs. Had 7 hits, picked up hit number 8 today. Count now even to 2. Harris delivers, and that's another one well inside for ball 3. Amory already has 1 walk.
Yeah, it seems like Harris's strategy is try to jam the Stallions if they want to try to swing inside and force a measly ground ball in the infield.
Count now 4 to the catcher. Pitch coming to Amory, inside and high for ball 4. It's a leadoff walk for Nico Emery, and the Stallions have something going.
Believe that's not the first time he's led off with a man on base. Back in the 6th inning, he got on via the single.
That he did, and he got a man on base for TJ Adams, the man up next. Adams 0 for 1 with 2 walks and a strikeout. Still hasn't put a ball in play today. First pitch coming to TJ, and that one's hit foul out towards the Albany dugout, well behind it, in fact.
Yeah, I mean, he's able to put a piece on that one, just a little bit too late of a swing, maybe on the edge of the barrel.
TJ Adams will be attending the University of Arizona once the year ends, like Garrett Michelle, a high school senior. It's down to the count 0-1. Harris delivers. That's going to go well low.
A little bit more of a patient approach here for the Stallions. It seemed like the aggression really kind of teetered off, and it's now, all right, let's go back to the conservatism. Let's really try to work this pitcher out.
And at the start of the game, the Stallions were very aggressive. They brought a lot of runs on the board. And they'll check Nico on it first, and he gets back in sliding. Nico Emery, a surprisingly fast runner for a man in his position. Count even on TJ. Before that, another throw to get Amory at first, but he gets back in safely, getting the jersey pretty dirty.
Yeah, it seems like Harris is a little bit threatened by Amory. Doesn't really look like he's too comfortable with that runner on first.
Both teams have tacked up the stolen base numbers. 1-1 to Adams is going to go low.
And you could see the result of being uncomfortable with Amory on first right there on that pitch, just a well inside and low into the dirt, seeming a little rattled.
5 stolen bases today from the Stallions, 3 from the same guy. I'll let you guess who that is.
I believe that's Goforth, isn't it?
There you go.
I pay attention.
Just testing. 2-1 on the way to Adams. That gets outside. Adams in a good hitter's count.
Absolutely. I mean, he's been staying patient on here. He's letting Harris really trying to work on the outside before trying to hone in with a fastball here.
Top of the lineup to follow, there'll be Max Codier on deck. 3-1 on the way to TJ, taking all the way, and there's ball 4. Back-to-back walks to lead off this 8th inning for the Stallions, and now Max Codier looking to drive a few home.
And it looks like Albany is going to pull Harris here after giving up those 2 leadoff walks. And who's coming out of the pen? Logan?
We'll find out after the break. That's the only way to do it.
Absolutely.
More Stallion baseball coming up. Stallions have something going. New pitcher coming on for the Albany Dutchmen, the 5th arm they've used so far today. In comes Andrew Cubberly from Quinnipiac University.
Yeah, and a 2-2 record, 4.50 ERA, 14 innings pitched, 17 strikeouts, 6 hits. And his last appearance against the Geneva Red Wings in that 2-3 loss, 2 1/3 with 1 run on 3 hits, 3 strikeouts and a walk to that as well.
Cubberly had a 9.72 ERA during his last collegiate season at Quinnipiac. That ERA has jumped down to 4.50 so far this year with 17 strikeouts. Looking to keep 2 runners at bay with no one away in the top of the lineup coming up. The top of the lineup so far has 5 total hits. 2 hits from each, or excuse me, 6 total hits actually.
Yes, 2 of them from Jelani Rogers. Actually, 3 from Jelani Rogers.
We each got a little confused.
Absolutely.
And in will come Max Codier. He'll be the first man to face Cubberly. Codier so far 1 for 4, led off the game with a single, but since then a strikeout, a flyout, and a ground out. And taking a quick look at Hunter Harris's final line, 1 inning, 2 hits, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. He's responsible for those last 2 runners. As Codier lays down a bunt right in front of Cubberly. Cubberly forced to throw on to first for the out. And there's your sacrifice bunt from Max Codier.
That's the smart move to do, just able to get that sacrifice bunt going, get the runners in scoring position for Jelani Rogers, who has had the hot bat as of late.
That was an absolutely beautiful bunt for Max Codier, and that he'll get a standing ovation, it looks like, from the Stallion dugout. Everyone out there to greet him. And in comes the hot bat of Jelani Rogers. Had 3 hits in the first 4 innings, but struck out his last time up. Anything in the outfield would be good enough to break this tie and give the Stallions back the lead, which they've had for most of the game. First pitch to Jelani's going to be inside for a strike.
That's a good pitch on the inside from Cubberly, really trying to move Rogers out the way, and it broke right in last second.
Rogers has yet to have a 4-hit game so far this year. This is his second, 3-hit game. 0-1 now to Rogers. That's going to find the dirt. Nico Emery on at third. TJ Adams on at second. It's just 1 out.
And this is another one of those instant classic games between the Dutchmen and Stallions that we have seen a lot this season.
Been a few long ones this year, most recently on 4th of July. 1-1 now to Rogers, and that's going to hit him. That almost got behind Jelani, but it loads up the bases for probably the most dangerous Stallion hitter in the lineup in Brandon Fish.
Yeah, so far, 2 hits, 3 RBIs on the night. He's in a very high consideration for this player of the game opportunity.
He won the first ever Player of the Game award, got the first ever interview that we've done so far this year. It's one of the first few wins he helped the Stallions get.
Absolutely. I believe that was one of the first, if not the first.
Now hitting with the bases loaded and 1 out. First pitch he'll see from Cubberly. He's going to go outside. Fish so far 2 for 4, 2 singles, 3 RBIs. It's also flown out and grounded out. You got fast runners really all the way around. TJ Adams has some speed, and Jelani Rogers, he already has a stolen base today. He's got some wheels on him also.
Yeah, and you see the corner fielders playing in.
That they are, protecting that home plate. 1-0 coming to Fish. That just gets that upper outside part of the zone for strike 1.
And something to note here that Albany's up to their 5th arm of the night, really trying to expand that bullpen.
They know how important these wins are late in the year. Count even at 1 to Fish. Pitch on the way from Cubberly, and that's just going to be fouled back into the backstop. Fish just missed that one in the lower part.
Absolutely. I mean, he's really trying to play hero ball here and maybe try to get another Grand Slam opportunity against the Dutchmen.
One of his 2 home runs has come against the Dutchmen. But now Fish down in the count. That home run coming back on June 14th. 1-2 now to Fish, and that's going to hit him. Back-to-back hit by pitches for the Stallions, and there's another run. That's going to break the tie. It's 8-7. Stallions once again on top.
All right, folks, look on your bingo card. How many have you had a go-ahead hit by pitch?
I don't think there's be that many.
I don't think there would be many as well.
So instead of Fish getting a chance there with the bases loaded, it'll now go to Jake Scrine. Scrine joined the hit party in his last at-bat back in the 7th. He's now 1 for 4. Also has a stolen base. First pitch coming to Scrine is going to be taken just low.
And once again, you have even more speed on the base path because Brandon Fish, he can fly around the bags.
He's got some sneaky speed, as you would like to say.
Sneaky athleticism, I'd say.
Scrine ahead in the count 1-0. Pitch on the way from Gilberly, and that's going to get well outside. Nice sliding stop to his right by Bode to keep that one from finding the backstop.
Yeah, these catchers tonight have really been on point with trying to prevent the pass ball. I mean, Bode's doing a great job getting out there. So is Emery. Really well done by the men behind the plate.
Stallions with 8 runs. Brandon Fish now has half of them. 4 RBIs. That hit by pitch does count as one. 2-0 on the way to Jake. That breaking ball finds the upper half.
It seemed like Scrine was trying to lean away, seeing if it would break all the way out.
Scrine kept a hitting streak going his last time up. Now a 4-game hitting streak. 2-1 pitch coming. Scrine going to pop that one up. That'll get behind the catcher, and that will sneak foul. It'll hit one of the benches behind the netting.
Yeah. But great hustle right there by Bode, able to try to get out in front of that. But Scrine giving another lifeline here to try to get some more runs here.
Gilberly struggling early on in his relief outing, but that run, that cross, that will be accounted to Hunter Harris. It's a 2-2 count coming to Jake Scrine. TJ Adams at third, Jelani Rogers at second, Brandon Fish at first. 2-2 to Jake Scrine. That's a swing and miss on a pitch well out of the zone for strike 3.
Yeah, it seemed like he really miscalculated that one. It seemed like it was going down and then broke off at the last second. Unfortunate for Scrine.
And now another hot hitter coming up in Garrett Michelle. Michelle's reached base 3 times today. He is 1 for 3. Had a single to lead off the third. Lefty on lefty matchup. First pitch coming, and Garrett's going to be well outside. Michelle reached on an error back in the first and walked back in the 5th. That's how he's reached base so much. Michelle ahead 1-0, pitch coming. That one's taken the outer part of the zone for strike 1. Easton Bertrand on deck should this inning still be going. He also has 3 hits today. Bases remain loaded with 2 outs in the top of the 8th. 1-1 to Michelle. That's popped up. Going out towards center field. Jordan racing in on it. It'll be Ramo Jr. He'll make the grab out and left for the final out. Stallions load the bases, but only 1 run comes across on a hit by pitch from Brandon Fish. Stallions back on top. It's 8-7 heading to the bottom of the 8th. Don't go anywhere. More action coming up from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. Saugerties Stallions baseball brought to you by The Facility, promoting physical fitness and athleticism in a fun and safe environment. The Emerson Report. Treat yourself to a getaway at the Emerson. Ulster Federal Credit Union. Get rewarded with Ulster Federal Credit Union. And by Ulster Savings. your full-service bank from checking to loans, insurance, and investment services, and this broadcast booth.
Absolutely, and the player of the game. Don't forget it.
Should the Stallions win, you'll see an interview. But there are still 2 more innings for the Stallion pitching staff to work through, and Drake Quinn can get his first full inning of work after a rough end to the 7th, and off comes his right arm sleeve.
Yeah, maybe it's going to be a little bit of a change up here. Maybe it was holding him back, or it could be the umpire saying, hey, you can't have that on.
So it'll be Ty Gallagher coming up to lead things off. He's 1 for 2 so far with a walk and a strikeout. First pitch he'll see is going to be a strike in the inner part of the zone, and we've seen Drake Quinn pitch with that red armband pretty much the entire season, so if it's the umpire saying that, it's pretty weird for them to start saying no to that now. The 0-1 goes well outside.
I mean, I've seen a few umpires through the game. They let him do it when he comes into relief, but after a while they're like, all right, you had your fun. Let's take it off now.
Count even at 1 to Gallagher. Quinn fires, going to be fouled out towards the car zone.
Yeah, great job right there by Quinn, able to keep Gallagher jammed up on that pitch and have him on that check swing.
Gallagher struck out looking in that last inning, was the final out that Noah DeLuga got on the day. Quinn ahead 1-2. He fires, and it's going to be low and hit the dirt. Gallagher, the Albany extra hitter, does have a home run to his credit this season. 2-2. So going to go high. And it's now a full count upcoming.
Really seeming like Quinn's trying to work around the zone, not really trying to hone in.
Quinn was ahead early, now trying to sit down Gallagher. The 3-2 is going to go low for ball 4. It's a leadoff base runner allowed by the Stallions and Drake Quinn, and it'll bring up Silva Jr.
Still, maybe a little bit of action going on in the bullpen. It seems like Mason Speaker is warming up.
We'll see just how long Drake Quinn can last in this game before the Stallions may be going to the bullpen. Silva Jr. so far 3 for 4, had a double in the last inning as well as a stolen base, and 2 singles in the first 3 innings. He represents the go-ahead run for the Dutchmen. First pitch he'll see from Quinn is just going to catch that outer part of the zone.
Great job by Emery, able to frame that one up perfectly on that outside.
Silva Jr. coming over from Ohio Dominican University. Hit .277 his last season there. 0-1 from Quinn. That's be hit out towards left field. That one's hit deep. Adams going back, and that's going to go on the top of the wall. Gallagher on his way to third. Silva going to stop at second. It's a double for David Silva Jr., his second in 2 innings.
Yeah, it really seemed like he's been able to find the ball on the barrel either against DeLuga or Quinn.
So it's back-to-back players to reach base, and now that'll bring out Colin Martin.
It looks like he's going to make the call to the bullpen here to help out.
We'll see who's coming up. Don't go anywhere. This game's getting interesting very late into this one. You're listening to Saugerties Stallions baseball from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. It's another Dallas Hot Wieners call to the bullpen for the Saugerties Stallions. Drake Quinn's day is done, and now out to try and keep this one an 8-7 game will be Praxi Vigil.
Yes, a 3.98 ERA with a 2-1 record, 2 saves on the year, 19 strikeouts to 5 walks. And his last outing allowed only 2 hits in 2 1/3 against the Boonville Baseball Club in that 9-5 win. So a little bit earlier on the track for Praxi Vihil's availability, but he's ready to throw and try to shut things down here.
Yeah, that Boonville game was just 4 days ago for V-Hill. It'll be the 10th game rather that V-Hill has pitched in this season. He does have one appearance against the Albany Dutchmen. That was back on June 25th. He went 1 inning and got the save. He has 2 saves on the year, 2 wins, and a loss. And taking a quick look at Drake Quinn's line, he only went through a third of an inning, allowed 2 hits, 1 earned run, which could be a few more here. 3 walks and a strikeout. Rough day at the office for Drake Quinn.
Yeah, I mean, you got to feel bad for him. I don't know if it was a little bit of lack of preparation or lack of confidence going in, but either way, a little bit of a rough day. I think Rich Doobie is going to have a little bit of a talk with him to see what went wrong, what can he do better, try to get back on track.
V-Hill looking to strand 2 runners in scoring position with no one out, and 4, 5, and 6 coming up in the Albany lineup, starting out with Chance Cheka.
Yeah, and it's going to be a huge 2 6-outs that Praxi Vihil has to do, but he has been one of the more effective pitchers out of the bullpen for Saugerties.
Cheka so far 2 for 4 on the day. His last 2 at-bats have ended in singles, and he'll go to first base. Intentional walk to load up the bases for the Stallions.
I'm not entirely sure why you intentionally walk him.
I think it makes sense. You have a force at any base.
I guess that works.
And now that'll bring up Anthony Ramo Jr. instead.
At least you're not like Tony LaRussa and intentionally walking a batter with an 0-1 count.
Which he did today.
He did do today. I'm very shocked that happened.
Ramo Jr. 0 for 3 so far today. First pitch coming from Praxi is going to be taken low and in. So Drake Quinn, after he failed to find the strike zone, V-Hill missing on his first pitch. Bases loaded with no one out for the Dutchman. 1-0 coming from V-Hill. It's going to be taken outside for a ball.
Again, it's that umpire. He's not really favoring that outside edge. He's more working towards the inside, and I think Praxi has to take advantage of it.
Ramo Jr., a 230 hitter so far. V-Hill has a sign from Emery. 2-0 coming. That's going to go low. So the Stallions just 1 ball away from walking that tying run in.
I wouldn't be too shocked as it happened last inning.
Tying run on at third. Go-ahead run on at second. Still no one out. V-Hill sets. 3-0 on the way, and it's going to be taken for a strike. Just caught that outside zone, and V-Hill's back in the count.
Might as well go with that fastball on the outside edge. Really try to get things going here. Now that you find the strike zone, you can really try to work around it.
V-Hill looking to keep up that momentum. 3-1 coming, and that's swung on and missed for strike 2. V-Hill's worked it back to a full count.
That's going to be huge here. Let's see what V-Hill really wants to bring to the plate. Maybe a little bit of an off-speed, try to jam him inside.
We know how much this home plate umpire loves that inside pitch. Big pitch coming from both sides. Full count pitch from V-Hill. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Big first out for Praxi V-Hill. It keeps the runners at the bases they're at.
Wow. Now that opens up an opportunity for a double ball play to get out of this jam.
Double ball play, double play, same thing.
Yeah, again, English is hard. You stumble over words, I mix up words. It makes sense.
It'll bring up Austin Bodie now. Bodie at 1 for 3 is 1 hit, being a single back in the second. First pitch he'll see from V-Hill is going to be taken for a strike in the breaking ball.
Oh, that was a nice off-speed pitch there by V-Hill, just kind of throwing off Bodie's timing.
Go forth at shortstop, set up very close to the bag, potentially for a double play. Double play ball could end the inning. 0-1 from V-Hill. That's going to be hit foul out towards the right netting, right next to that Albany dugout.
Ooh, a little bit of a close call here.
And Bodie coming into this game, a 177 hitter coming from the University of Louisville. He's in an 0-2 hole on V-Hill. Vihil's going to step off. Now reset. O2 coming from Vihil. That's going to be hit foul over the press box. Bodie able to stay alive.
Vihil working with precision here. He's finally finding his groove early on and is really trying to work here. Still sticking with that 0-2 count, maybe trying to throw him off with an off speed. And again, trying to catch that inside edge.
That off speed pitch has worked so far in this relief outing from Praxi. 0-2 one more time, and that's going to be fouled again on the netting.
Seems like Bodie's really trying to fight a long way to stay alive here.
Following Bodie would be Alex Brill, who stands on deck. Bases remain loaded with just one out in the bottom of the 8th. Vihil has a sign from Emery. 0-2 coming again. That's popped up. Ranging towards the left side of the infield. Fish racing in. He'll make the grab. Deep into foul territory. That keeps the runners where they are yet again. And the Stallions are one out from getting out of the jam.
Whew. I mean, Praxi Vihil, he did a great job of trying to pop up Bodie right there in foul territory. Both hustle from Fish and Amory really trying to get out there, but a little bit of a danger. No one was covering home plate. Luckily, Praxi Vihil came down running just in case.
Now Alex Brill going to try and keep this inning alive. Brill 0 for 2 today with 2 walks. Middle infield now backing up away from the bag. First pitch coming to Brill is going to be taken for a strike on the outside.
Well-placed pitch right there by Vihil. Just might as well go down the middle and show a little bit of an off-speed on the outside edge.
Vihil ahead in the count 0-1. Pitch coming to Brill. Swung on and missed for strike 2 on a pitch into the dirt.
Yeah, it seems like the Stallion dugout is loving it right now.
Vihil just 1 strike away from getting out of one of the biggest jams in the season.
Oh, absolutely. It's going to be a huge thing, especially for the standings.
Big 0-2 pitch coming from Vihil. On the way. That's hit out towards left field. Adams racing back. Has it tracked. He'll make the grab for out number 3. Praxi Vihil saves the day for the Stallions, and it's still a 1-run lead heading into the 9th.
Oh, my goodness. I know why you love him so much, Logan. Absolute work from the man out of Weber International. Someone that Colin Martin could rely on next season.
Praxi Vihil have a day. The Stallions looking for some insurance runs in the 9th. Don't go anywhere. Much more to come from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. Welcome back into the Ulster Savings broadcast booth as the Stallions look for some insurance runs up 8-7 in the 9th. Easton Bertrand up for his 5th at-bat. It's 3 for 4 with 3 singles. First pitch he'll see from Kilburn. He's going to hit him in the head. That hit him square on the helmet. He's still walking around kind of in that batter's box, and he'll take a free base, but that's one of the worst hits we've seen a hitter get.
Man, I'd be very cautious if I were Bertrand. It seems like he might be a little bit rattled up because he had that concussion earlier on that kept him out for quite a while, and it seems like he's going to be taken out of the game.
And Bertrand is on his way to the dugout, and you mentioned it, someone coming off a concussion, which kept him out for the first couple weeks of the season, getting hit in the head by a pitch, and we'll see who comes into pinch run. And now it looks like Garrison Berkeley will be coming into pinch run.
Yeah, that's just a hard hit right there to the head. I'm not sure if Cubberley lost control of that one or he was going to go up and in. Hard to tell.
Now they'll bring up Evan Goforth with the runner on, and the good thing about it was Bertrand was able to get off the field under his own power. He didn't fall to the ground. As the first pitch comes to Goforth, that's hit out towards the left side, and that gets into left field for a base hit. Evan Goforth able to get his first hit on the day, and now there's 2 runners on.
That's going to be a good start for the Stallions to try to get some insurance runs here.
And owner Kevin Hinchy did come to the dugout to check on Bertrand.
Yeah, I wanted to see if he's okay.
Something we'll find out probably after the game and maybe update you guys tomorrow in Glens Falls.
Absolutely. You just hate to see a player like that who's been doing so well as of late just go out like that.
And Kip Fuger's now going to come up for the Stallions, moving back to the action on the field. Fuger's 0 for 4 today. First pitch coming to him is going to be a breaking ball that finds the zone in the outer half. Fuger's 2 flyouts to right field and 2 swinging strikeouts.
So far, the only Stallion has yet to reach base.
Berkeley on at second. Goforth at first, still nobody out. 0-1 now coming to Kip. Lets that one go for strike 2. 2 pitches, 2 breaking balls, and Fuger's already down 0-2.
Yeah, it seems like Cubberley's going to try to go fastball here to catch him off guard and make it look a lot faster than it usually is.
Cubberley looking to finish off his first hitter here in the 9th. 0-2 coming from him, and that's going to be taken just outside.
Goforth happy about that one. He was clapping all the way back to the first base bag, but the fans, they have some choice words.
Choice words aside, Fugers remains in the count. It's still 1-2. Pitch coming in to Kip, and that's going to be taken high. Fugers continuing to battle in the count.
Now, it's going to be a huge thing. If he can work this full, he can really see how aggressive he feels going into that payoff pitch.
Stallions with 13 hits on the day. Albany with 11. Cubberley checks the runner. Now the 2-2, and Fugers hits that one out towards left field. Ramo ranging to his left, and he'll make the grab. Berkeley going to stay on at second, so both runners not moving anywhere. Now to bring up Nico Emery.
Yeah, for Fugers, I don't know what you got to do to get yourself out of the slump that you find yourself in. I don't know if it's going to be a change in decor, change in approach, change in superstitions. Something has to break.
And Fugers last year in Saugerties hit .327, and this season is average very close to that Mendoza line. As Nico Emery coming up, he's 1 for 2, with 2 walks and a single. First pitch coming to Nico's, and he's taken outside for ball 1.
It's just that patience at the plate for Emery.
No action in that Stallion bullpen, so it looks like Praxi Vigil would come out in the 9th inning.
He has some support with James Riley, giving him all he's got.
1-0 to Nico. Outside for ball 2. Emery, we talked about it, John. When he gets a walk in a game, it's normally multiple walks in these games.
Absolutely.
He has 2 walks in 7 of his last 8 games.
Yeah, and then continuing on with that trend.
2-0 coming to Emery, and that's hit foul out towards that right field side over the Albany dugout.
Yeah, and he currently has 2 walks on the night right now. So,
yep.
Would that still be considered 7 of 8, or would that be 8 of 9?
I was including that.
You were including that as well? Good.
Yes.
Good.
We think ahead in the Ulster Savings broadcast booth.
Absolutely. Some more quicker than others, I'd say.
What are you saying, John?
You know what I'm saying.
Emery still ahead in the count 2-1. Cubberley checks the runner. Sends in the pitch, and that's going to be hit high out towards right field. Not hit very deep. Brill racing in, and he'll track it down to make the grab. And there's 2 quick outs to open up the 9th for TJ Adams.
Yeah, TJ Adams, let's see if he can really get a good piece of that ball. I mean, so far, 0-1, 3 walks on the night.
TJ Adams has still not put a ball in play yet, but 3 walks, you mentioned it, and he also has a strikeout today.
Yeah, a little bit more patient at the plate since coming off that hip injury. Let's see if he can get some piece of that baseball. I mean, he's been able to foul off a few of those very high.
And that strikeout was a looking strikeout. Still 2 runners on, 2 outs in the top of the 9th. First pitch coming to TJ Adams is going to be taken well high. TJ Adams kind of has that force field around him so far today, around that strike zone that prevents pitchers from throwing in there.
Absolutely. I mean, whatever he's been doing, keep doing it. He's been staying patient.
Berkeley not being held at second, nor is Goforth at first. 1-0 coming to Adams. That's high. Top of the order would be following TJ if he's able to get on. Max Codier on deck. Adams ahead on Cubberly 2-0. Cubberly delivers. That's a big cut and miss for strike 1.
Seemed like after those few off-speed pitches that Cubberly was throwing, it was a little bit mad at himself, but it was like, you know what? Let's go a little bit of a fastball and try to mess up his timing there.
Middle infield playing back, almost on the outfield grass. 2-1 on the way. Adams going to foul that one into the Albany dugout. Count even.
Seemed like his barrel kind of shortened up on his swing. He went out and stepped out and pulled.
Adams looking to keep this inning going for the Stallions as they try to get some insurance runs in what's been a back-and-forth back half of this game. 2-2 coming to TJ. He looks at that one outside, which folds up the count.
Now, this is going to be a huge pitch right here for the Stallions to see if they can get a loaded base runner on with Max Codier, who has been able to put balls in play.
Runner's likely going to be on the move with it being a full count 2-out scenario. Pitch coming, and that's a swung on and miss for strike 3. Stallions avoid getting the insurance runs, and now the Stallions just 3 outs away from winning a wild game on the road.
Yeah, and another instant classic, folks. Buckle up. It's going to get good.
Don't go anywhere. Don't leave your seats just yet. Stallions look to close things out after this from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. Bottom of the 9th coming up in what has been a classic in Albany, and there's been a few of those with these two teams coming to play. Praxi Vigil looking to set down the bottom of the lineup and send Stallions fans home happy.
Absolutely. When these two teams clash, it's going to be a little bit of a slug fest between those two. These two teams respect each other. These two teams want to beat each other, but these two teams get the bats going against each other. A little bit of fireworks going in late.
This is a big game in the East Division with two teams trying to vie for some playoff positioning. One defensive change we have to look into. Garrison Berkeley, after filling in for Easton Bertram, will be playing in right field.
And that's a good choice right here. In case it goes to extras, another opportunity for another good bat to step up to the plate.
It'll be 8, 9, and 10 coming up to face Praxi Vigil and Jelani Rogers. Danny Rogers going to be coming up to face Vigil first. First pitch coming from Praxi is going to be outside for a ball. Rogers so far 0 for 2, was hit once and walked once. Vigil having a much different inning than the last one where he came in with the bases loaded and nobody out. This time nobody out but no one on. 1-0 on the way from Vigil. To be taken for a strike on the outside.
Vigil has been very good with his location all year long, really trying to work around the zone, whether go high, low, and his varying pitches really confuses the batter stepping up.
Infield shaded right on Rogers. 1-1 coming to him. That's cut on a miss for strike 2. But Evan Goforth pretty much playing right at that second base bag, and only Brandon Fish really on that left side at his third base spot. Vigil sets. Fires the 1-2, and that's going to be fouled back right by the Stallion dugout.
And if Praxi Viejo can't really punch him out here on strikes, he's able to force contact that will pop it up straight up, whether that's going to be in the infield, foul territory, or the outfield. He'll get the job done.
Last inning, Vigil forced a strikeout, pop-up, and fly-out to get out of the jam. It's now still ahead on Rogers, 1-2. Vigil sets and delivers. That's going to go just high.
And it seemed like Emery was setting up to try to go with a high fastball and try to have Rogers climb up the ladder and try to chase after that one.
Count now even on Danny Rogers, the second baseman for Albany. 2-2 coming. And that catches the zone for strike 3. Vigil paints the outside black, and there's one down.
Do we say Sherwin-Williams paint? I mean, we're not sponsored by them. Sherwin-Williams, you want to call us? We'll gladly do that. But our strikeout sponsor is Mid-Hudson Valley Federal Credit Union. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Now Caden Shapiro up for Albany. He's 0 for 2 today. Was hit by a pitch and walked. First pitch he'll get from Vigil's going to be pop foul out towards car territory, and that'll hook foul. No noise of any windshields or any doors being broken off cars, so that's a good sign.
I feel like this is a little bit of a tension moment right now.
Vigil had 0-1. Pitch on the way. It's going to go low in the dirt.
Also trying to shade on the inside of Shapiro because I think Praxi knows that this umpire loves that inside edge.
Shapiro, a .256 hitter so far with 10 RBIs, no home runs. 1-1 coming to him, and that almost gets him. Instead, it's a pitch that's in the dirt on the inside. There is some action of that Albany bullpen should this game see extra innings, which has happened here in Albany against the Stallions. Dutchmen would win that game. 2-1 on the way. Shapiro hits that one out towards center field. Rogers ranging towards his right. He'll make the grab. And the Dutchmen are down to their final out.
Yeah, and talk about Rogers. He was speeding towards that ball, and luckily it was hanging up just in time for him to get under it and make the grab.
And now in comes Cam Jordan. Came in as a defensive replacement in the 8th inning, or the bottom of the 7th inning, rather, after Rainey was pinch hit for, and this will be his first at-bat on the day. Jordan coming from San Jacinto College. First pitch he'll see is going to be right down the middle from Vigil.
And this is a bold strategy from Nick Davey, the head coach of the Dutchmen. A 146 hitter, only 6 hits on the year, 19 strikeouts.
0-1 coming from Praxi. Swung on and a miss for strike 2. The Dutchmen are down to their final strike.
This is probably going to be the biggest strikeout of Praxi Vigil's PGCBL career.
Stallions looking to finish off a back-and-forth game in phenomenal fashion. Needs one more strike to do it. 0-2 coming to Jordan. That's pop foul, and that'll get over everybody. We'll do it again.
Yeah, great job by Vigil, trying to jam him on the inside, and Jordan really trying to stay alive to try to get this team win.
Still an 0-2 count from Vigil to Jordan. Vigil sets. Pitch on the way. That's going to be just high. Vigil didn't miss by much.
No, not at all. He really is trying to have these Dutchman batters chase upstairs and get them hacking and force a little chopper action.
Now 1-2 coming from Praxi. And that's going to be hit out towards center field. Rogers coming in, and he'll make a sliding grab to give the Stallions the win. Praxi Vigil pitches 2 scoreless innings for the Stallions, and they get an improbable road victory. They win 8-7 against the Dutchmen.
That was too close to call right there. Having that 5 spot up on the board really scared everyone in the Stallions dugout, and the Dutchmen were really trying to get things going here, but to no avail as they finally got the win.
So in a game where the Stallions won 6-0 and 7-2 and blew that lead as well, the Stallions were able to come back in the top of the 8th inning and take a lead, which they were unable to lose, winning 8-7. And Praxi Vigil, the hero on the mound for the Saugerties Stallions. And it looks like we're going to get set for our Ulster Savings Player of the Game interview. It'll be on the offensive end, it looks like. And let me know when you're ready, John. And we are ready, so we're going to send it down to Kyle McMullen for our Ulster Savings Player of the Game in Jelani Rogers.
All right, guys, so I'm down here with tonight's Ulster Savings Player of the Game, Jelani Rogers. Jelani, a 3-hit night, 2 runs scored yourself, including 2 RBIs, a lot of great defensive play out in center field. What was clicking for you tonight at the dish?
Well, yesterday on my day off, I didn't do what you're supposed to do, take some rest. I got some extra swings in, you know. I went to the field, I tossed and everything, tried to stay in tune with the game, and I guess it showed tonight.
Absolutely. 13 hits in back-to-back games for the Stallions. You sat the Glens Falls game on Sunday night. You mentioned the off night last night. What do you think these guys have been kind of seeing from your perspective? A lot more conversation between at-bats between guys? What are we talking about?
I mean, hey, we're just here to compete. We want to get that one of those spots in the playoffs. We want to make it, man. We want to keep playing. We don't want to stop. I like this team a lot. We love each other. We're playing for each other, and it's showing on the field. So just got to keep it rolling.
Absolutely. Trying to defend that crown are your reigning champion, Saugerties Stallions. Jelani Rogers, Player of the Game. Kyle McMullen, guys, back to you.
Thanks, Kyle. And that was Jelani Rogers, the Ulster Savings Player of the Game. And something that Kyle did mention, this was a big game for the East Division standings. And with how close the Stallions and Dutchmen are, every win matters. And this win, for both momentum's sake and actual standings sake, John, is pretty big.
Oh, absolutely. The Stallions came in only about .001 game behind Mohawk Valley for second place, and having that win really helped out, try to keep that gap very close with the Diamond Dogs, but this also increases the gap not only with the Dutchmen, but also the Oneonta Outlaws, as now have a game, possibly 2, over the Dutchmen and Outlaws. And taking a look, 18-15-1 on the year for the Stallions, and they got the bottom of the East coming up tomorrow.
In a game where 4 teams in the East Division make the playoffs, this win was a huge one for the Stallions. They'll be on the road again tomorrow as they go back to Glens Falls to take on the Dragons.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a huge one for the Stallions, especially considering they did beat the Dragons 17-4 back at Eastfield not too long ago.
For the third member of our broadcast team and Kyle McMullen, for my broadcast partner and John Drager, I'm Logan Barandis. The Saugerties Stallions win 8-7 over the Albany Dutchmen. And until tomorrow, have a great rest of your night.
Yeah, we got the levels.